Welcome to the channel and 8th edition 40k. It's Admech versus Blood Angels. The Adeptus Mechanicus from Stages 8 have come to this planet hunting Xenos technology. The Blood Angels have got wind of this. That is heresy. No Imperial force should be able to use Xenos technology. They're here to stop them. There is something here. They are hunting for something. We don't know what it is. They are the only ones who do know what they're after. As we've said, the Blood Angels have come in from high orbit to stop this heresy. Tonight we're playing Spoils of War on the channel. So it's like the last game, it's like Cleanse and Capture. We have 3 objectives per turn, per army. The only difference being you cannot discard secure objective cards, but your opponent can achieve your secure objective cards. So basically, if I manage to pull secure objective 3, my opponent can take that card from me and achieve that victory point. There is an additional secondary victory point at the end of the game. The player who achieves the most steals of secure objective cards, he gets an additional point alongside Slay the Warlord, Linebreaker and First Blood. The objective markers have already been placed and it is Dawn of War deployment. We have a couple that are sort of near the board edges, one here, one over there. We'll talk through them later during deployment, but predominantly they're across the middle of the board. So with Dawn of War deployment, it means we've got quite an even table side to side. Anyway, let's go and have a look at the armies, talk about what we've brought and why, and then we'll jump into deployment. Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Back with another battle report, but this time we've got Sam. Sam is a Patreon, but he's not just a Patreon, he's a Platinum level Patreon. So he has had red carpet, we've given him gold, all sorts.
Cups of tea.
You've seen that? Yeah, cups of tea. Of course, everyone gets cups of tea. So Sam's here with his Admech, and guess what? He's not playing Mars, which is different, which is nice. We've got Styges, I'll never say that, and I'll probably murder it all night. But yeah, he's bought his Admech, so I've got the Blood Angels on the channel again because we had quite a lot of Eldar, so I was trying to avoid any more Eldar anytime soon, and the next one I'm filming is Eldar anyway. So we've got Admech versus Blood Angels. We are playing Spoils of War. I didn't look down at the rulebook. We're playing Spoils of War. It's a 2,000 point match play game, so we'll jump into the lists. Okay, so we saw the Blood Angels in the last game against the End of All Things with Winters from Winters SEO. I've changed the list ever so slightly, just to be a bit different and not to bring the same units every time. We've still got a Battalion Detachment and a Vanguard Detachment, but this time the Battalion Detachment is headed up by a Blood Angels Captain. He has a Jump Pack, a Power Fist and a Plasma Pistol. He'll be the Warlord in this one. The Warlord retreat, I can't remember, so I'll tell you in a minute, but he has got a relic called the Angel's Wing. Basically allows him to reroll his charge distance and you can't fire Overwatch when he charges in, which is quite cool for Blood Angels. His second in command today is a normal standard Blood Angels Librarian. Obviously knows 2 Psychic Powers and Kuzunai 2. Shield of Sanguinish and Unleash Rage are the 2 I'm bringing tonight. For the troops choices, same as last time, I've got 3 troops choices. I've got 1 5-man scout squad. They've all got camo cloaks and sniper rifles, apart from 1 who's rocking a missile launcher. 2 5-man tactical squads. The first has a melter gun, and that is it. The second has a heavy flamer, and the sergeant is carrying a power sword and hand flamer. Then I have a heavy support choice of a Land Raider, standard pattern, heavy bolts on the front, nothing special there. Finally, I have a Vanguard Detachment. That's right, isn't it? That's Elite. Yeah,
Elite,
cool.
yeah.
Which literally just spoke about that. I have, leading that up, I have the Chaplain, as yet unnamed, but after the last game, he needs a name, so we'll find him one soon. And if you haven't seen it, go and check that battle report out, because you'll see why. So he's leading up this particular detachment. In there, we also have 10 Death Company Marines with bolters and chainswords on foot, no jump packs. We have 5 Sanguinary Guard. There are 3 with and Carmine Glaives, 1 with an axe and 1 with a Power Fist. And then finally we have 5 Stern Guard Veterans, 2 with Combi Melters, 1 with a Heavy Flamer, and the Sergeant has a Power Sword. Finally, coming back to the channel is the Storm Eagle Gunship. was dreadful last time, so he's back to try and redeem himself and maybe actually try and kill something with his weapons rather than just flying around looking pretty. But that's it. So I have a total of 7 command points. I am going to spend one straight away on Death Visions of Sanguinus and give that to the captain, who's the Warlord, because that gives him the Black Rage. His Warlord trait is one... hang on, let me have a quick look. Gift of Foresight, there we go. Normally Gift of Foresight would give him a 6-up, feel no pain type save, but because he's got the Black Rage, because of Death Throes of Sanguinus, he gets that on 5+ instead. So that's his Warlord trait, plus a stratagem spent, so I've only got 6 in total. You'll notice that last time I used the Veritas Vitae as a relic. I'm not using that this time because I completely forgot about it last time and command point farming is boring. So we've got the Angel's Wing instead. I think that's it. I think that covers it. Probably. I have no idea, and I'm sure everyone will scream at me if I'm wrong. Otherwise, what we'll do now is we'll go and look at Sam's pretty Admech.
Okay then, so I've got a 2,000 point Styges 8 Adeptus Mechanicus force. So they go through the HQ. I've got... before that, I'll go through the...
Detachments,
yeah. That's the one. So I've got a battalion detachment for the +3 command points, and I've got a spearhead detachment. That's the one with the 3 heavy support options.
Okay.
So in the battalion, we've got for HQs, we've got a Tech Priest Dominus, or 2 times Tech Priest Dominus, one of which will be my Warlord. They're armed slightly differently. One's got the Eradication Beamer, and the other one's got the Volkite.
Cool.
Yep. Go through the troops. I've got 2. Catapult Destroyers, those are the ones. Catapult Destroyers. One unit is armed with the Plasma Destroyers and the other one's armed with the Heavy Grav, which no one tends to see very often at the moment.
No, and I quite like them. They're quite good.
Yeah,
so
especially if you know you're going to come across power armor.
Yeah, which is lots off today.
Following those, I've got a unit of 10 Rangers, all just bog standard, and then 2 squads of 5 Vanguard. One is armed with 2 Plasma Culverins, and the other one's just standard. This is more for chaff, screening, that sort of thing.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, moving on from there, I have a, you know what we didn't talk about? I've got a super heavy
auxiliary detachment.
Auxiliary detachment. Reason being is that I got a baby knife and I wanted new model syndrome. I wanted to use it.
Yeah, so the brand new Armiger Warglaive that came out like 2 weeks ago, if that. Sam had one that was black this morning, and it's now painted.
Yeah,
that is dedication.
Yeah, well, you know, I had to do something to impress you.
yeah. Cool. So yeah, we've got a super heavy orcs, and then we've got the spearhead as well.
Yeah. So the spearhead detachment contains a Tech Priest. It's literally called Tech Priest Engine Seer. That's the one. Yeah. The one that's basically an Imperial Guardsman with some extra bionics.
Yeah.
And then I've got a unit of Castellan robots that are smash bots, because again they don't get seen very often. I like them because, you know, they're strength 10 power fist, or strength 10 fists essentially. And then I've got 2 shooting bots.
Yeah, so all phosphor blasters.
All phosphor blasters for 18 shots, I believe, if you don't give them the change in their programming.
Yeah.
Following them, I've got 2 neutron laser on a Gajoon crawlers, just to round it.
Really popular in 8th edition as well.
Yeah.
Horrendously. I think Winters has got like 3 or 4 of them that he likes to field. Yeah, they're painful, so we'll be trying to kill them quite quickly.
Well, they argue that you could take the other versions out of the Skyfire one, but with the amount of stratagems, the amount of command points you can generate, you just give yourself ballistic skill 2 and then you shoot flyers anyway.
Yeah, I don't like that. I have a flyer. So this is his Styges 8. I'm really happy because it's not Mars, as I've already said. That's cool. Sam's got 7 command points. I don't think he's spent any yet, but he might do in deployment, I don't know. And Styges, for those that you don't know, gives all his units -1 to hit. Not his units, it gives my units -1 to hit if they're more than 12 inches away. That's right.
Yeah, there's all units, not just like the Raven Guard ones just for infantry and Hellbrutes and bikes. This is my whole army.
So his whole army gets the bonus of being at -1 to hit if I shoot at them, apart from the Armiger Warglaive, obviously, because they don't get the Forge World Dogma special abilities, which is quite cool. He, however, will only get 1 Canticles of Luminaire each turn because he's not Mars, which is good. I'm happy with that. Because they can get silly as well, especially with this +1 cover save malarkey that people like to field. So that's the armies, that's the lists. You've seen the board, so we're going to go into deployment. Okay, so deployment has finished. You'll notice I don't have much on the board, so rather than talk you through what we did step by step, all I'm going to do is tell you what I did and why. So the first few things that happened between Sam and I were we put stuff in reserve. So I stuck in 10 Assault Marines, 5 Sanguinary Guard, and my Warlord all in Deep Strike Reserve. And then it got to deploying units. So over there I have a Land Raider. In it is 5 Stern Guard Veterans and 5 Tactical Marines. The 5 Tactical Marines that are in there have a melter gun. And then I stuck down my flyer, and inside that is a lot of stuff. There are 10 Death Company Marines, there are the Chaplain, there is the Librarian, and there is the other 5 Tactical Marines. I might have already said that. Anyway, there's lots of guys in there, about 17 in total, so please don't blow up in the air. Finally, I have my 5 Scouts up here. They're not on an objective, but they're up high. That means they've got good arcs of fire, and it's thematic, and I like that. So that's what we've done. So yeah. I did finish deploying first, as you've probably seen, so I will get +1 to my roll. But before we do that, we will talk to Sam, and he can tell us why he's done what he's done and what he's put where. So, why have you deployed this way, my good man?
So, I went for a gun line, which is probably the best way to, in my opinion, to play AdMech. However, I was conscious you had about 50% or more of your army in vehicles or in deep strike, so I had to make sure I had a lot of screening power.
Yeah.
Still maintain board presence as I've got to move and I'm quite slow. So I've gone for Skitarii units on the outside to try and mitigate that 9-inch move in behind my lines. And I've gone for
so the Rangers over here?
Yeah, Rangers there.
And then we've got some Vanguard over here.
And then Vanguard at the front so I can protect my Honor Dune Crawlers in case you get up to...
Yeah, so basically, obviously, when you deep strike, you have to be within 9 inches or no more than 9 inches with the enemy. So his bubble comes sort of out to here-ish, and it comes all... Like, I can't touch any of this backfield or anywhere around here. So he's really covered his backside with all of his units. You've got a lot of firepower right in the middle. So we've got the plasma destroyers, yeah?
Yeah, and then the grav.
And then the 2 onagers here. His shooty bots are right here with their 3 phosphor blasters. He did say that his fist bots are where?
So I spent a command point to use the Steges 8
special
stratagem.
That's stratagem.
That I can put any Adeptus Mechanicus unit into infiltration, so they're hidden somewhere on the board.
Yeah, so robots that are the same size as these are hidden on the board, and the only rule is that they have to be what's the word I'm looking for? Shown, displayed, revealed. There we go. They have to be revealed before the first game turn.
Yeah, so after rolling for first turn and sees the issue done, then I reveal my robots.
Wow. And obviously his infiltrators are infiltrating. So that's about that, I think. His brand new shiny armature there. That's the one we're looking at for new model syndrome in the hope that I can blow it up really quickly. I'm excited to see what these can do, actually, because when they released the model, I wasn't all that sold on them, and I've seen one up close, and I've seen them in the box, and actually I think they're really good. So it'll be cool to see what they can do. So this tech priest here is Sam's Warlord, and what we didn't tell you in the list descriptions was his Warlord trait or his relic. So Sam's just going to run you through that now quickly.
Okay, so the Warlord trait is the Necromechanics. So whenever he heals a friendly unit or himself, he heals them for 1 additional wound in addition to the D3 that he would.
Okay, so it's D3 plus 1 essentially on healing friendlies. That's his relic.
Sorry, that's his Warlord trait.
That's his Warlord trait, right?
And his relic is the Raiment of the Technomartyr.
Okay.
So it gives him essentially a 6+ feel no pain. We all know what it does at this stage. So as after the damage has been dealt, i.e. if it gets hit by a las cannon, you roll 3 damage, I'll get 3 chances to roll 6.
Yeah.
I ignore it. Third to that, any units within 6 inches of them, if they are charged and they fire Overwatch, on a roll of a 6, they then generate an additional shot.
Yeah, so he's got lots of stuff within 6 inches of him as well, and I've got lots of stuff that wants to charge. So I was quite excited because he said he wasn't taking the auto Carduceus of Ark and Land, you know, that relic that everybody else takes. I was quite excited by that, and then I heard what the relic was and went, oh, actually I'm not so excited by that after all. So that's why we've done what we've done. That's how we are deployed. Currently, I get +1 to see if I go first. So we'll grab some dice and we'll get back to you with the first rolls of the game. Right, okay, so Sam's the guest. I'm going to let him roll first. I get +1 to my roll, so we'll see what he gets for tension. Go on, Sam. It's a 2. So I need to get higher than a 1 because I get +1. There you go. So I get first turn, unless Sam would like to try and seize the initiative.
Definitely.
Okay, so he's going to try and seize on me now and try and blow something out the sky before I get moving. Oh, okay. So that's how we're going to play, is it?
Dice gods.
I had to give him the weighted dice because he's a platinum level patron. We've been through this. Just quickly, before we start playing, quick shout out for our sponsors and channel supporters. So you'll see the scenery and the mat here. This is the Fallout Zone mat, I believe. These are all from GameMat.eu. Those wonderful people sent us some scenery and some battle mats so we can create these battle reports for you people. So thank you to those. Check them out in the description below. And the channel is also sponsored by Element Games. Element very quickly jumped on board when I asked them. Wonderful, wonderful people. There is a link in the description below, which is a unique code for Warhammer. If you follow that link to go to Element and make all your hobby purchases, you are directly supporting the channel. I won't tell you how for now, but you are. Trust me, you are supporting the channel. And plus, they're an epic store. There's not much JK's Workshop stuff that they allow independent retailers to sell that Element don't have. It includes scenery, painting stuff, so like spray cans, etc. So go check them out. And we will move on to what is now AdMech turn 1. Right, well, before we move into the AdMech first turn, Sam reminded me that he's got Fisty bots in reserve. Didn't fully know what the rule was, just found out, not quite so nice. You will notice that they have arrived over there 9 inches away from my Land Raider, and which kind of makes sense because they don't really want to be wasting their time punching scouts, and they can't reach that flyer. Flamers can, but Fists can't. So they're over here, 9 inches away from the Land Raider. I thought, not too much of a problem, a 9-inch charge is big. Sam told me they get to move they get to move like normal once they've infiltrated this way. Yeah, I'm not so hopeful for that poor Land Raider anymore, and what's in it probably can't deal with those robots, so this could be interesting. But now we will move into AdMech turn 1. With binary code chattering out, the Warlord has given out his orders. Priority orders received, assassinate. So he is in the hunt for one of the Blood Angels characters. More importantly, kill the king. So the Blood Angels Warlord made contact with this AdMech force before they made planetfall. He told them to cease and desist. Not only have they ignored, they now want to take that captain's head. And finally, domination. The AdMech want total board control. They want to control all 6 objectives. So Sam has carried out his movement phase. Been a bit of shuffling and moving, etc. So he's pushed out some of the Vanguard out here. He had a 5-inch advance move with this Tech Priest Engine Seer. Yeah, we'll get there. His armature's pushed forward. They've obviously got a lot more distance speed on them than the rest of the AdMech force. He has shuffled forward some more Vanguard. We've pushed the Rangers forward a bit, and we've changed the Dakabot's protocol. Does that happen instantly, or is that at the end of the turn? Or
so, if you use the stratagem, it happens automatically. If you were to have a Data Smith, it would take a full turn.
Right, cool. So he's used the stratagem. It's a single command point. He picks or changes their protocols. It comes into effect instantly. What it does mean is he can't change their protocols for the rest of the game, and they are stuck there. The one he has gone for, and the name escapes me, basically means they get to fire twice. There is 36 strength 6 shots from those Dakabots. But they're placed there, they are stuck there, they cannot move for the rest of the game. So hopefully, maybe, potentially, I could just avoid them. We'll see. Finally, the last bit of movement, the one I'm really not very happy about, happened over here. So these Fisty bots, yeah, I don't like that. That's a bit close for me. So hopefully they'll completely whiff. But I'm not that hopeful. Cool. So, any reasons for doing what you've done, Sam? Or are you just getting stuff in range and lining up your targets?
I just wanted to extend my my gun line. One thing we forgot to mention earlier is like the beginning of the turn I had to pick a canticle or roll for it, but I chose it for the first turn, so I've gone for Shroud's Arm because what everyone loves for the first turn.
Shroud's Arm, that's the one.
I just wanted a bit more board domination. I pulled the tactical objective cards. I didn't get any taking actual objectives, but I was like, I still need to be on objectives just in case you draw some.
Yeah, so he has pushed onto an objective over here. It seems odd because he hasn't got any secure objective cards, but like he's just said, if I pull secure objective 3 and he's on it, he wins. He takes. I say he wins. He doesn't win. That's not how it works. But he will secure that objective and get that VP. So it is still important to hold objectives, even if you haven't pulled the cards, on the off chance your opponent does. So that's the AdMech movement phase complete. They obviously don't have any psychic powers, thankfully. So we're going to move straight on to the AdMech shooting phase. New model syndrome. First, he's going to open up with the Armature Warglaive. He has targeted the Blood Angels Land Raider. This has D3 shots. For a total of 2 shots. I don't know these rules. I think they're normal hitting on 3s type stuff, aren't they?
Yeah, so it's hits on 3s and it's basically a giant melter. So strength 8, AP -4.
Amazing.
So 2 hits, and I whiff both of them.
That's good. That's a good start. I'm okay with that. So, like I said, new model syndrome. So that's the first model fired. The Admech are still intent they're going to bring this Land Raider to a grinding halt. So next we have 3 Grav Destroyers firing at this Land Raider. So that's a total of 15 shots. Hitting on 4s, 3s, 4s?
Hitting on 4s, re-rolling 1s.
Yeah, so he gets to roll one for the Tech Priest. So a total of 8 hits, wounding on 5s. Not bad.
For 3 wounds.
AP minus.
AP minus 3, and because you're 3+ arm, you're a 2+ save, which is higher than 3+, it's D3 damage per unsaved wound.
Okay, that means I have 3 5-up saves. That hurt, and that's D3 damage a time. So this is 3 D3 damage on the Blood Angels Land Raider. Oh dear. Okay, so that stings. So that is a total of 7 damage on the Land Raider already, and that's only the second unit to fire. He's really not playing kindly, so now the plasma cannons from these 3 destroyers here, they're also, I believe, firing at this Land Raider, and he's decided to overcharge them. Of course, he gets to reroll 1s from the Tech Priest, so overcharging shouldn't hurt all that much. But he's going to have to roll them 1 at a time, obviously, on the off chance that one of them does blow his own head off. How many shots are they each?
D6 shots each.
D6 shots each. So the first one is... One shot. Thank God for that. And should we see if he hits?
Yep. Hey.
He gets a reroll. Oh.
No, he misses.
Yep. So he misses. The second one is D6 shots for a total of 4. Let's see if he hits. He hits once. Is that right?
Yep. For a toughness, so 4s.
Strength 8 isn't overcharge, yeah. Yep. So that wounds, and then the next one gets D6 shots. For 3 shots. Hitting on 4s. So he doesn't hit. So it's 1 wound. AP minus 3?
AP
4?
minus 3.
So I get another 5-up save. Which I pass. So, which is good, because I've already lost 7 wounds for that thing. So what's next then, Sam? What are we going to shoot next?
So next we're going to go for the first Honor the Dune Crawler.
This one here?
Yep, and it's going to shoot at Flyer.
So he is going to plough down at the Storm Eagle gunship. You can see him through the windows through there. So they have switched fire from the Land Raider. They're now going to try and take out the aerial threat. So Sam spent another command point on broad spectrum data tethering something or other. I'm not exactly sure what it's called. He's looking for it frantically now. Basically, what that means is he gets +2 to hit. So he normally hits on 3s. +2 would take him to hit on 1s, but obviously he's targeting a flyer, which is -1 to hit. So he just guarantees he hits on 2s.
Yeah, it's called the Protector Doctrina Imperative.
That one, yeah, that word. That's what we'll call it. So first Dune Crawler has D3 shots, I believe.
D3 shots.
D3 shots. How many has he got?
3 shots.
3. So he's got the maximum 3 shots. He's a strength 10 as well, an AP minus 4 or 5. So this could hurt.
Hitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s.
Okay, so it's 3 hits. Strength 10. Toughness is 7, so it's 3 to wound. And he wounds all 3 times. I don't get a save. And they're D6 damage a time.
And any rolls of 1 or 2 are treated as 3.
Yeah, so minimum 3 damage as well. So it's 3, 6, so that's 12 wounds in total. And it's relentless. Now this Dune Crawler is opening him up on the same target. He'll also have D3 shots. This one won't have some special fancy stratagem, so he will in fact be hit on 4s. But first we'll see how many shots he has for D3 shots. 3 again. Sam's rolling hot tonight. This could be a painful night for the Blood Angels.
Hitting on 4s, re-rolling 1s.
Yeah. So there is 2 hits already, and he gets to re-roll that one. Nope, so it's 2 hits in total. 3's to wound again. 1 wounds, 1 fails. Burn straight through my armor, AP minus 4.
For 6 more wounds.
6 more wounds? I think that might be wrecked. I'm going to have to double check. Okay, I checked the rules. I wasn't sure if it had 16 or 18 wounds. It doesn't matter because he's caused 18 wounds anyway. It has 16 for the record. So that's gone. That flyer has been blown out of the sky by these Dune Crawlers. So on a 6, the vehicle will explode. No, it doesn't. But what it does do is it could kill members inside as it comes crashing down to the ground. I have to roll a dice for every single member that is inside that transport. And on a 1, a model will be slain. So, 17 dice. And only 1-1. I got away with that quite lightly, so we'll take that one. And we'll get those guys out, and we'll come back to you afterwards. And it looks like this. So all I've done so far is just get them all out. Obviously, one of them is slain. I'm going to remove one of those tactical marines at the back. He's going to die whilst he disembarks from this crashing, burning vehicle. That does mean that the librarian and the chaplain are now out on foot, as are my close combat death company. They've got a long way to go now before they can make it in, and if they do make it in, they've got these horrible great big Dakka bots in front of them, so this is going to be an interesting choice for me now. That was a nearly 400-point model that Sam's blown up on his first visit to the channel.
I'm so sorry.
He's not sorry at all, he's lying to you. So yeah, that was that. That's done. That's finished. Let's not dwell on it for too much longer. It stings. What we're going to move on to next?
So next we'll go with the Dakka bots.
Of course. So if we thought that was painful enough, we've now got 36 strength 6 shots coming in. So next, the Dakka bots here, like we said, are ploughing their firepower into the scouts. Okay, not too bad. I thought the death company would take it then. So the scouts will take hits from the Dakka bots. There's 36 shots. I don't have 36 dice. So we're going to do 2 banks of 8. So the first roll.
It's 4s re-rolling 1s because I'm in 6 inches of my wall.
Yes, of course. Okay, so the scouts have taken a total of 23 hits on those Dakka bots, proving quite efficient, even though they're only hitting on 4s. Because the Datasmith Tech Priest is nearby, they were able to reroll 1s. So we've now got 23 wounds, strength 6, toughness 4, so winning on 3s. And that is where the scouts were. Yeah, I had to make 18 6-up saves. I didn't want to put you through that on camera. Lo and behold, I didn't make 18 6-up saves. I didn't make 4. So they're all dead. They're all gone. Dakka bots have fired. This is proving rather painful. This might be the quickest game on Warhammer yet. But like I said, he's platinum. We've got to treat him right. So, have we got any more things? Shooting, Vanguard, Rangers, anything like that?
We're going to go with a unit of Rangers.
Okay.
30-inch range. I believe they will be in range of your death company. I'm just going to pot shots at them because I can.
Yeah, okay, cool. Now that they're out of the transport that you blew up.
Now they're out of the transport that I blew up.
Yeah, okay, cool. We checked and the Skitarii Rangers are in range. There is 10 shots coming in from their galvanic rifles down at the Death Company Marines that are now making their advance through those ruins. So, 10 shots from these.
I don't think I'll get any rerolls because I only range 6 as my Warrior, so just 3s. That is 7 hits.
That's not bad. Still 7 hits is good.
It's strength 4 against your toughness 4. Any 6s will be at AP -1.
Okay.
Of which there are 3.
So 3 6s at AP -1, 2 normal shots. So we are in ruins in there. And they're all over that rebel. So we've got 2 shots at 2-up armor saves. For being in ruins. And 3 at 3-up. Because they're AP -1. Oh look, 2 wounds on 2 Death Company. So I now get 2 6-up Death Company Black Rage saves. Past 1 fail 1, so I do lose a Death Company Marine. That is another person dead. And this is how it looks. A Death Company Marine has been slain. I have finally removed that Tactical Marine because I forgot until I just walked over there. Yeah, it's not going great at the moment for the Blood Angels. We are getting nailed by this this absolute battery from the Adeptus Mechanicus. They're clearly enraged. I wasn't that concerned when he sees the initiative. Maybe I should have been. Are these Vanguard likely to be in range now, Sam?
No, they're range at 18, so they won't be hitting anything.
So are we finally stopped shooting at me?
Yes, you finally stopped shooting at me.
Right, so we're at the end of turn 1, right?
Yeah, now I can start digging for relics.
Yeah, we're not at the end of turn 1. We've got some robots to charge over here.
Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, I was happy to just let that go, but then YouTube would scream at me. So we probably should charge those robots in. I'm going to roll up some Overwatch, and then we'll see what happens. The heavy bolt of fire has ploughed in and did absolutely nothing but the 4 last cannons. Let's see if we can get some 6s. 2 6s from the last cannons. That's good. Strength is 9, so it's 3s to wound. 1 wound. He has a 1+-ish save. So -3 from the last cannon.
I also have a 4+ Invis vulnerable save at the moment.
And on a 6 it bounces back as a mortal wound. Yeah. It's a refractor field, I think it's called, or something like that.
Something like that.
So let's see, he's going to use his invulnerable save, obviously, because armor save's the same. He makes it, so that's no damage. I think they're probably in charge range. So we're going to move into the... oh, he rolled it anyway, for good measure. We're going to move into the AdMech fight phase. Alright, 3 hits a robot. That's a total of 6 attacks. They get to hit on 4s. Let's see if they can hit this hulking great big Land Raider. Yeah, that's not bad. These are my dice as well. This isn't fair. So that's 6 hits out of 6 with hitting on 4s.
Platinum weighted dice.
Yeah, platinum weighted dice. So if you want these dice, become a platinum patron. Right, that's strength 10, toughness 8. So it's 3s to wound still. We don't want to see this. So all of them wound. I mean, I'm not massively happy about this, Sam. I'm not going to lie to you. That's 6 saves. So it is AP -3 because they're basically power fists. My Land Raider has a 2-up armor save, so we have 6 5-up saves. We make 2, so it's not too bad. And what are they? Flat 3 or D3 damage each? Flat 3 damage each for 12 damage. Now, that took a load of damage early on, didn't it?
Yeah, from the grav, which gave them...
On a 6-up, it explodes. No, it doesn't explode. That's a shame because I wanted to blow the robots up next to me. But what we do is we now take dice saves for everybody inside of that Land Raider, and on 1s, people die. 1 person dies. I've got lucky twice. I say lucky, I've lost my transports. He's destroyed 600 points in the first turn. But we have only lost a single tactical marine, so let's get out and then move on to Blood Angels turn 1. Importantly, what he hasn't done is score any victory points apart from first blood. So he didn't assassinate anyone with his warlord. He hasn't killed the king just yet because he hasn't arrived. And he hasn't got domination. And I can't see him achieving that. So he has no victory points currently, apart from, like I say, 1 for first blood. Are there any of these cards, Sam, you wish to discard?
Yeah, I think I'll get rid of domination. I can't see myself getting every single...
You don't think this rapid Admech force can push onto all 6 objectives?
Move like old men.
Yeah, okay, so he's going to bin domination, and we'll move on to Blood Angels, turn 1. The Warlord has arrived from high orbit, and he is angry. He's barked his orders across the Vox. This is what he's told the Blood Angels to do. He has told us to defend Objective 2. That is critical. We must defend that position against all incoming enemies. We need to secure Objective 1. Maybe he thinks he knows where this Xenos tech is. And finally, master the warp. We have a librarian on this battlefield. He needs to take control of the warp and use it to his benefit. So, defend Objective 2 is over here. You'll notice that the guys got out the Land Raider. One day I'll get that right first time. The Dakabots, Fist bots, this is going well. They didn't consolidate into my Blood Angels. I was quite lucky. Maybe Sam forgot. Maybe he's just being kind. Either way, it meant that my 4 remaining Tactical Marines and 5 Stern Guard were able to move in my movement phase and start defending Objective 2, which is good and kind of him. However, they are still there, and he is still here. So it might not be the wisest choice to bundle these here, but I had very little other option. Those fist bots were going to catch me anyway because they have an 8-inch move and I only move 6 inches plus an advance. This way at least I'll get to fire the 2 combi melters and melter gun from the Tactical Marines and Stern Guard into this armature, and hopefully new model syndrome can kick in and maybe he'll blow up. Next, secure Objective 1. Well, that's here in front of his Warlord and Dakabots and Rangers and Dune Crawlers. So it's not the nicest place to be, but we're Blood Angels, we're Space Marines, we know no fear. So for Sanguinus and the Emperor, we are going to try and come in hot and take on this line. So the Warlord's dropped in there. And here's my thought process. He gets to reroll his charge range, and you cannot fire Overwatch. So if he makes it into the Dakabots first, they won't be able to fire 36 shots of Overwatch. At that point, these Sanguinary Guard can then maybe jump over this wall onto Objective 1, fight the Dakabots in combat, and secure Objective 1 for me at the end of the turn. Of course, if I don't, Sam secures it, which is horrible. And these are objectives secured, and these are objectives secured. So if I don't hold it this round, I basically have very little chance. Finally, master the warp. The Librarian is down there. He's within 12 inches of what he wants to buff, who he wants to guide, prescience up. That's these. So we're going to do some psychic powers. Basically, in an attempt to do as much damage to him as I possibly can and keep these very expensive, very hard-hitting models alive, he's going to cast both of his psychic powers on this unit. So we have Unleash Rage and Shield of Sanguinus. We'll do Unleash Rage first, warp charge value of 6. which they get with a 7. Unleash Rage gives them +1 attack each, which is quite nice. Finally, Shield of Sanguinus, again a 6. We don't get that on a 3, but I'm going to spend a command point and reroll that 1 for a 9, so it was worth doing. Puts me down to 5 command points, but that means that they have now got a 5 up in vulnerable save as well, which I think is quite important. So 5 up in vulnerable save and +1 attack on the psychic phase. We have obviously then mastered the warp already, so we have got a victory point on the board. So it's 1 apiece. So let's quit the game there. Thanks for coming. No, I'm joking. Anyway, let's move on to the Blood Angels shooting phase. Okay, first we're going to open up with these Assault Marines. They have 2 melter guns and 7 bolt pistols. The 2 melter guns are going to come into these Dakka bots, and the 7 bolt pistols are going to hit these rangers. So the 2 melter guns first. They are hitting on 3s, they reroll 1s because the captain's right next door. So 1's a natural miss, 1's a hit. Strength 8, toughness 7, they win on 3s. Oh, wins, look at that. AP -4, but that means he's going to use his vulnerable save, which is a 4 up, and on a 6 it bounces back and smashes me in the face. 5 up.
Yeah, because I changed their protocol, they no longer have the 4 up.
Oh, they don't get the Aegis anymore. Okay, cool.
But a 6 will still cause them all to wound.
Yes, it's a 5 up vulnerable save, not a 4 up, that's cool. Oh, well, that's childish. So I don't take any wounds off him and I lose an Assault Marine. That's how this is going to go. So I now only have 6 bolt pistols because I'm clearly not going to kill a melter gun guy. 6 bolt pistols shooting at the rangers, hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s. Oh, wow. I think I gave you all the good dice, Sam. So that's 3 hits in total. However, they are toughness 3, thankfully, so I actually might kill some because I get to win on 3s. That's 3 wounds, that's better. So we get 3 ranger saves.
So 4 ups because Shroud Simon's effect, they're 3 ups at the moment.
Not a single one. This is, yeah, I might go and sit in the corner of my own living room and cry. So next we're going to shoot the Sanguinary Guard and their Angelus bolt guns, that's the ones. And we're going to shoot these at the Dakka bots. So they are hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s. I am sticking a lot of 2s on the boards today. A total of 8 hits, wounded on 5s. That's 3 wounds at AP -1. But obviously it's +1 because of Shroud Sarm. So that's 3 armour saves of 3 up.
3 up, that's right. 2 wounds.
And of all that, the Angelus bolt gun take 2 wounds. So finally the Warlord's going to fire his plasma pistol at these Dakka bots. He is not overcharging because he's not stupid. Hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s. That's why we didn't overcharge. So he hits. Strength is 7, toughness is 7, so it's forced to wound. Nope, nothing. Cool. That was embarrassing. Okay, now the Death Company are going to open up with their bolt guns. We're going to try and kill some rangers because they need to kill something, right? So they get to hit on 3s. They are not within range of the Warlord, so they don't get to roll that 1. A total of 7 hits, wounding on 3s. So that's all but 2. So that's 5 wounds on the Rangers at 3 up saves.
And I lose 1.
Oh, 1's died. 1 has finally died. We've got 2 bolt guns from the Tactical Marines over here that are going to come launching in, hitting on 3s. Both hits. Dig that dice out. Wounding on 3s. 1 wounds. 1 more 3 up save, please, dear sir.
Nope.
2 die. Gee, we've killed 2 rangers. That's what it's come to. That's what it's come to. So, moving away from this big blob of shooting that did absolutely nothing, we're going to come over here now, and we're going to open up with these Marines. Umdanard and Umdanard. He's toughness 7, they're toughness 7. I figured let's just unload everything into the armature. So we'll do some bolt gun fire, and then we'll come back to you with the melter guns. Okay, so I fired the bolt guns, the special issue bolt guns, and the heavy flamer. Basically, Sam agreed that I could just fire all 3 metals at the end all together for you because it looks good. I should have shown that. There was a heavy flamer and some special issue bolt guns that took 4 wounds off that armature. So he's now down to 8. I thought he had much more wounds than that, but Sam says he's only got 12 in total, which I'm really chuffed at because I'm now about to open up with 3 melter guns. So I haven't used the dual profile on the combi melters because I want to hit them at full ballistic skill. So it's 3 3s with melter guns. 1 misses, I'll take that. That's perfectly average. Strength 8, however, so I wound on 3s. That's 2 wounds at AP -4, but he does have a 5 vulnerable save against shooting attacks.
Nope.
He fails both, and they're in melter range. So the first one does 2d6 damage for 4, which puts him down to 4. The second one does 2d6 damage. This could be big. I'm going to count that as cocked because I'm feeling kind. For 6 wounds, he goes pop. New model syndrome. Everybody probably going to scream at the screen now because they probably want to see the armature and what it could do. But he's going to explode. And I am within 6 inches, so I think you could hurt me.
I'd love to use a stratagem here, but it's only for Adeptus Mechanicus vehicles, Rage of the Machines, and blow myself.
Ah, right, cool. Okay, so I'm glad you're not going to do that. But on a 6, and you've been rolling quite well tonight, so...
No.
It's a 4. So he goes kaboom. New model is destroyed. I feel a little bit better about my choices today. That means I get to start defending objective 2. And all I've got to do is protect myself from 2 fisty bots over there. It's doable. It is doable. I think it's unlikely, but it's doable. Of course, there's all this down here as well that could still open up on them. But I'm going to hope that he's going to shoot over here into no man's land just because he's feeling generous. That is the end of the Blood Angels shooting phase. A little bit more successful on this flank than that flank, so I'm okay with that. We're going to move straight into the assault phase. And I'm going to just go for it because I know what I want to do, so let's see if we can achieve it. So, the Warlord, with his Angel's Wing, is going to charge these bots. There is a stratagem called Descent of Angels where I spend 2 command points and I get a 3d6 charge roll. I'm not going to use it. His Relic allows him to re-roll. I'm going to rely on that because then I can use Descent of Angels on one of the other 2 squads. So, let's see if he gets his 9-inch charge. Yes, he makes it straight in, which means I'm now going to spend 2 command points on the Sanguinary Guard for Descent of Angels to try and jump into here against these Dakka bots. I don't know if that's enough.
7 inches won't be enough. It's 9 inches away.
So, yeah, it was a rhetorical question.
Oh, right.
Command point. No, that's even worse. They didn't make it. Oh, that's horrible. Currently, the Warlord's fighting on his own, and they've been buffed for no reason at all. This isn't going well. But the Assault Marines are going to charge the Rangers. They don't get Descent of Angels, and they also get a 3-inch charge. So the Warlord's gone, follow me, and they've gone, nope, they're not doing that. That's a silly idea, mate. So he's off there on his own now. This could be brutal for me. Let's move on to the Blood Angels fight phase. The Warlord has made it in. He is going to try and show his guys how it's done. I did waste 2 command points on Descent of Angels to leave them back there, basically. So he's got 4 attacks. He hits on 2s normally, but -1 for it being a power fist. So I'm going to hit on 3s, rerolling 1s for himself. That is a 1. So I'm going to reroll that. So I hit 3 times. So it's not too bad. Now, he's strength 8. Which means normally I'd wound on 3s, but with the Blood Angels special rule, he gets the Red Thirst, which means he gets +1 to wound. Actually, I get an extra attack because I gave him Death Throes of Sanguinus, which is an extra attack when you charge. Sorry, Sam, I'm not cheating on this. I missed anyway, so there you go. Anyway, sorry, yeah, the Red Thirst. So strength 8, toughness 7 means I wound on 3s. The Red Thirst gives me +1 to wound in a turn that I charge or am charged or heroically intervene. So +1 means I now wound on 2s. So I get 2 wounds on the Dakka bots, AP -3. Their save is normally 3 up. Shroud Sum you don't get in melee, do you? I don't think, because it's a cover save. And nor do you get your vulnerable.
So it's just 6s.
6s, so 2 6-up saves. Of which he fails both. Failing 2 saves means we get 2d3 wounds. Let's hope it's big. It's not big. It's 3 wounds. That's it. 3 wounds only. How many wounds have they got each?
Well, one was on 4 wounds.
Yeah.
From the shooting, so now he's down to 1. We've got 6 each.
Oh, is he? So 1's actually now on 1 wound. If I leave it at this. Spend a command point. I don't know if I can. Yes, I can, because it's the fight phase, not the charge phase. He's gone. Does he blow up? On a 6.
Now I could spend a command point here and do a suicide bot and I would give you D3 mortar, just automatically explode and cause everyone within D6 inches D3 mortal wounds, which would be you and my other robot and my other units. I'm not going to do that.
I was really nervous for a minute. Okay, cool. So does he explode naturally though?
Can we reroll that one?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that. 4. No, he
So
doesn't.
a 4, he doesn't explode. 1 robot is removed. Which one was already down to 2 wounds? Was it this one?
One on the far right, yeah.
That's your far right, yeah?
Yeah, my far right, your far left.
Okay, cool. Which is cool, because that pulls him away from that objective, which means that your warlord's got to come closer. Come closer to me. Right, okay, so that's that. At least I killed something there, and I killed his armager. So all is not lost. All is not lost for the Blood Angels. With the armager destroyed, we have started to defend objective 2. I need to hold that for Sam's turn in order to be able to gain myself 2 victory points. And I know it's turn 1, but actually I think that's really crucial now because these Blood Angels are really underperforming. If you saw them against the End of All Things, they did quite well on the whole. Over here, the Warlord has shown them how it's done. He has destroyed one of these Castellan robots. But he's on his own. These guys didn't follow him in. They showed some rare cowardice from Space Marines. Hopefully when they've seen what he's achieved, they will now soon follow him up if they don't get destroyed in the shooting phase. We'll see, because he's got a lot of firepower over here. So he could look at trying to stop me from defending Objective 2, or he could look at the threat of all this melee, and there is a lot of melee. These guys have 2 attacks each at least, and they're Assault Marines. These guys have got crazy amounts of power weapons. These guys are Death Company. On the charge, they're hitting 4 attacks each with chainswords. So there's a lot of melee over here. So he can focus these guys down, in which case he'll kill models, but he won't stop me from defending Objective 2. It'll be interesting to see what Sam chooses to do. What we've managed to do, however, is master the warp, and that's it so far. So currently it's 1 point to 1. I think the balance is in the favour of the Admech, but let's move on to Admech turn 2. As the canticles sing, the tech priest gives out his orders. He still wants to kill this warlord. Prior orders received, assassinate still exist, Kingslayer still exists. That's many, many points for killing the warlord, even more if the tech priest does it himself. However, these are the Scutari and the Admech. They are logical beings. They aren't driven by passion. Victory for logic is his last order. Basically, he wants to destroy a Psyker. Skill a victory point if a Psyker was destroyed or an enemy Psyker fails a psychic power, or he denies a psychic power. Now, he can't deny, but I could, of course, fail, which will make me think twice about casting, and he can, of course, kill him, because he is over there, and he's kind of exposed. I didn't think he was that exposed. I forgot he had Infiltrators. Anyway, what Sam has done. So, this group of Vanguard has pulled up here. He's split his force in half. The Vanguard have pushed this way, these 5, to look at taking on these guys. Remember, if a single tactical Marine survives from this unit over here, then I will get Defend Objective 2 for an additional 2 VPs. And considering we're currently at 1 apiece, which is quite tight, he probably just want me to gain 2 quite early on. These 2 punchy bots have moved around. They have an 8-inch move. They didn't consolidate previously, but they're still going to hit their prey quite hard, I would imagine. Those Marines are in for a rough old time. But they do hit on 4s, so worse things have happened. They might yet survive. Down here, his little castle of destroyers, the mindless servitors that they are. The Grav ones are pointing over there towards Objective 2 and those Marines. As we know, if they hit 3-up armour, which I am everywhere, they do extra damage. So I've got a fat chance of surviving that, unless they whiff. And the plasma cannons are looking down towards the Stern Guard and the Marines down there. You'll see also the other group of Vanguard have moved up to engage those Stern Guard, those Sanguinary Guard. Thank you, that's the one. His 2 Dune Crawlers have moved around here. They're heavy weapons, aren't they? So they suffer -1 to hit now? Or?
So Dune Crawlers and the Servitors don't suffer the -1, but they can only advance E3.
But this is his Warlord. You'll notice that he has stayed logical and he hasn't charged into my Warlord here. Now, because he changed the protocol of that robot and he binaric overrid his protocol, he's stuck there. He can't fall back. That Warlord is in combat. And actually, I don't think he's got anything that really fancies fighting him, apart from perhaps those over there, and they're a long way away. So my Warlord is still engaged in combat with that bot, but I do have to get through all 6 wounds before I can break away and charge again. You never know, though. I can fall back and shoot, but I won't be able to charge. His ranges have pushed forward a bit. He's looking at all these Marines. There's many of them. He wants to start making a big dent in my mass of power-armoured bodies. And finally, his infiltrators have turned up now because we've moved where I'm filming. I can come around this way. Look at this. So his infiltrators have turned up here behind my lines, kind of coming in from outflank. The reason being, if you look through these windows, you will see the blue armour of the Blood Angels Librarian. That is their target. That's what they want to kill because, of course, a victory for logic. So, that's basically what's happened. Anything else I have missed, Sam?
No, that's about it. Tech Priest Dominus is staying up there. Nice.
Oh yeah, he's up here just surveying the battlefield, working hard on his void shield generator, trying to get the thing online, and to give them some more breathing space, to give the Adeptus Mechanicus more time to find this Xenos technology that they're hunting, because that's what Styges 8 does. They hunt Xenos technology, and that's why the Blood Angels are here trying to stop them. Right, cool. There is no psychic phase. However, I should mention that his canticles that he rolled for, he got a 2. He got Literacy of the Electromancer or something like that.
That's the one.
Which basically means all units within an inch of Adeptus Mechanicus models suffer mortal wounds on a roll of a 6. He rolled, he got a 4. My Warlord didn't suffer D3 mortal wounds. I'm quite happy with that, to be honest with you. That's that one done, thankfully. Although we weren't sure, actually, whether it comes into effect when you move into range, because it doesn't tell you strictly where or when it does it. So, the way we've played it is, if we were in range at the start of the turn, we've rolled for it. Now he's moved into range, or he's going to move into range, or might move into range. We're not playing it that then will trigger. Maybe we're wrong. If we are wrong, please let us know in the comments below. We couldn't work out how it does or doesn't play. I might badger my good friend Winters because he plays Occult Mech a lot, and I'm sure he'll tell me. Anyway, what we'll do now is move into the Adeptus Mechanicus shooting phase. One last thing I did forget to mention, in the excitement of blowing up one of these robots, we did roll his attacks back, but he doesn't have power fists, he doesn't have any AP. He's only a strength 6 bot with 3 attacks, I think, or 2 attacks, and basically he did nothing. My 2-up save protected me. I do have a 2-up armor save, a 4-up iron halo save, and a 5-up feel no pain save. That Warlord's quite survivable. Just wanted to let you know, so that YouTube doesn't scream at me, that we did do the fight back, we just didn't film it. Anyway, Sam said what we'll do is start over here and work our way around. So we're going to start with these 2 robots. There is a Phosphor Blaster and an Incendine Combustor, or something like that I think they're called, on top of these 2 fist bots. So who are we targeting?
So we'll go with the Incendine Combustor, which is essentially a heavy flamer.
Yeah.
And so we'll fire that first for D6 shots.
At the Stern Guard or the Tactical Marines?
The Stern Guard.
Okay, cool. They have got the 2 combi melters and the heavy flamer. So, D6 shots.
For 4 shots.
4 shots in total from the Incendine Combustor. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. I'm sure I'm probably murdering it. So 4 auto hits at strength 5.
So 3s.
For 3 wounds at AP -1. Thank you kindly. So AP -1 is 3 4-up saves on the Stern Guard. I lose a single Stern Guard. Not too bad to start with. But now we've got the Phosphor Blaster, which I think is 3 shots, isn't it?
Yep, 3 shots. So I hit on 4s normally, but I've moved. I don't have any special rules, so I just hit on 5s.
Okay, cool.
Nothing.
Nothing at all. So we do lose a Stern Guard veteran, and I'm just going to remove the normal. Yeah, I'm going to remove the normal guy from the squad purely because the heavy flamer will get auto hits in Overwatch, and I'd imagine I'm probably going to get charged. So 1 Stern Guard has been destroyed. Next we have the 5 Vanguard shooting into the tactical squad that are sat on objective 2. I was quite worried. Sam says they're a strength 3, but they are 3 shots each. So many shots.
15 shots, hitting on 3s.
So that's a total of 10 hits, but wounding on 5s.
Any 6s will cause damage 2 if you fail a save, but doesn't really apply here.
1, just the 1. And that AP is nothing?
AP dash, yes.
So, 3-up save. Okay, I'll let him... No, I'm not. I'm going to re-roll that one. No, I'm not. I'm going to let him die. We're going to let a Tactical Marine die. I feel like re-roll it with a command point to keep the Tactical Marines alive on that objective is probably pointless when you think about what's pointing down range. Okay, so Sam is choosing the age-old trusty tactic of splitting fire with these mindless servitors. So 2 of them are going to fire down at these tactical marines on the left-hand side there that are objective secured, defending objective 2. The final one, the one at the back, is going to fire his at the Stern Guard. They do kick out 5 shots each, so actually this could do the job of the fist bots for them. They might not need the Castellan robots to pile in and take these out. So first we'll fire the 2 at the Tactical Marines for a total of 10 shots.
4s, rerolling 1s.
4s, rerolling 1s. I need you to do badly here. That's not doing badly. Total of 6 hits, wounding on 3s.
3 wounds.
So 3 wounds at AP -3. This is not good news. I need a 6 to keep 1 tactical marine alive and be objective secured on that objective.
Well, you can't speed in cover.
No, AP -3.
Yeah, so you'd be on a 2-up. So it'd be 5s or 6s.
What do we think, guys? Do we think that's ruins in there? Do we think they count as being in cover?
I'd be happy with that.
I'll tell you what we'll do. Roll a dice, Sam. You can roll a dice. On a 1, 2, 3, it's not ruins. On a 4, 5, 6, it is. 1, it's not ruins. So 3, 6-up saves. Oh, that would have... yeah, okay. Tactical Marines are dead, so the Stern Guard have got to do their work now, but we've now got 5 shots coming in from the Grav Destroyers onto the Stern Guard. And they are doing the same again. It's rinse, repeat, only 5 shots instead of 10. So hitting on 4s, rerolling 1s. Oh, that's 1 hit, but with rerolls. 3 hits in total, wounding on 3s. So 3 wounds, and again, we have decided that this isn't ruined, so I only have 3 left. 2 survive, 1 dies. And when the dust settles, there are 2 Stern Guard veterans of the Blood Angels, stood pointing off against the Smashbots, the the Castellan robots that are going to come charging in. I need one of them to survive. And even then I won't defend it. If you fail the charge, maybe, no, you can't even fail the charge. So I'm pretty screwed on the total, unless I need to, but yeah. I mean, that's how bad it's got. I've run out of words. So I need to hit with 2 metal guns in Overwatch, blow one up, and then keep both of them alive to outnumber you and hold that objective for defend objective 2. Seems like a flat, solid tactic, so let's do that. Next, we'll move on to, I guess, the Plasma Bots now. The Plasma Destroyers. Where are they going to go?
So the Plasma Destroyers, or Plasma Culverins, I think they're called, are going into your Sanguinary Guard.
Okay, so we've got 3 Plasma Destroyers with their big plasma cannons firing at these 5 Sanguinary Guard and overcharging, because Sam knows they're 2 wounds each. So every confirmed wound here that I failed an armor save for will kill one. So we have D6 shots a time. So the first one will have 3 shots. He hits on 4s. That's good. Yeah. That's 3 1s.
That's better.
That's not so good. They are all rerolled, obviously, because of the Tech Priest behind. So that's 3 hits, wounding on 3s. Sorry, 2s. That's 3 wounds. So that's 3 minus 3 saves. So I get 3 5-ups basically for this. I pass 1, fail 2. I lose 2 Sanguinary Guard. So 2 already dead, and we've got 2 more to go. So the next one, D6 shots.
1 shot.
1 shot, hitting on a 1. Yep, and rerolling for a 1. That's on a 1, that's a 6. He will win on a 3. 2. Thanks, mate. No, there we go, that'll do. I might actually survive this if we roll another 1 for the 3rd and final Plasma Destroyer. That's a 4, not too bad. Hitting on 4s, we're rolling 1s. So 3s. So 1 hit so far. So he will die. But he also hits, and he wounds on a 2. That is a 6, so he is wounded. I get a 5-up save, as Sam looks at removing a model. Oh, no, don't make it. So I lose another Sanguinary Guard. So we'll take the swords off. All the swords have gone, which leaves me with the axe and the fist, because I got told off by Winters last time for removing the fist. But you do lose a Plasma Destroyer, so that's not too bad. I probably couldn't hope to do that much damage to you in my turn, so I'll take that. But now I've lost 3 Sanguinary Guard. That's not great. Okay, Sam's remembered that they've got phosphor something. Phosphor Serpentias. There we go. This is all new language to me. So they are a 24-inch range. So both of those are in range. So they're going to get to fire on the Sanguinary Guard as well. There's 2 shots hitting on 4s. That's good. They are strength 5, so they're wounding on 3s. That's 1 wound, and they are AP -3, so I have a single.
AP -1.
AP -1, sorry, I have a single 3-up save. Which I pass. Look at that. So, not too bad, but I did lose 3. Ouch. These next here, or this next here?
He's not going to fire anything, I don't think, because he's not in range.
Not in range of that? I pointed at the big spidery thing.
Thought you were pointing at the...
No. So we're going to go for the Vanguard first.
Or Warlord that can't see anything. Yeah, we'll go with the Vanguard first.
So the Vanguard are going to shoot at?
So we'll go with 2 plasma culverins, the plasma weapons they have in there. And now I'm going to overcharge them and risk it for a biscuit.
Yeah, we are.
4 shots hitting on 3s.
That's 2 for 2, yeah?
So they're Assault 2 weapons, unlike the rapid fire plasma weapons Marines get.
Roll them separately, because if you get 2 1s, we've got to make sure it's 1 guy, not 2, just in case.
There's 1, so 1's dead.
But he hits.
And he wounds.
And the next one?
And 2 hits.
2 hits. And 1 wound. So 2 saves. These are also AP -3.
And 2 damage.
2 damage. Oh no. 1 survives, 1 dies. So the Power Fist will remain. And finally their basic weapons will open up to try and take out this remaining Sanguinary Guard. They're only strength 3, but they are 3 shots apiece. Gives us a total apiece, which gives us a total of 9 shots on these wonderful Scutari. And that's not bad, Sam, to be honest. Hitting on 3s, that's a good run of hits.
Yep.
But they are strength 3, he's toughness 4, so we are looking at 5 to wound. They only missed with 1 so far, so there's 8 hits.
And any 6s will count as damage 2.
Oh no, I'm getting that.
And no 6s. How about 2 5s?
2 5s, so 2 2-up saves. I mean, he could still die. No, he's fine. So he survives that just. That's them done. So last we've got some Rangers here. And these 2 monstrosities here, these Dune Crawlers. Where do you want to go, Rangers or Dune Crawlers?
We'll go with the Dune Crawlers first.
Yeah.
So the first Dune Crawler is going to put its neutron laser and its heavy stubber, its coaxial mounted heavy stubber, into this squad here because.
Is this the rear one or the front one?
The rear one. The front one is going to fire that last Sanguinary Guard.
So you'll see the rear one here taking fire on them there. And then this front one here, he can see through that little window to the Sanguinary Guard right there. So let's grab some dice. So the first one opened up on the Assault Marines. D3 shots for its big gun.
2 shots.
Okay. Hitting on 4s, 3s.
3s, rerolling once.
So hits 1, strength 10, murder-nates on a 2. Yep, that is 1 dead Assault Marine. Nothing I can do about that. Because it's AP -4, isn't it?
Yeah, AP -4.
Yeah, that's a dead Assault Marine. Okay, cool. Now we've got the other guy who is desperate. Oh no, sorry, you've got your coaxial heavy stubble, of course.
That's terrible.
I mean, I'm not sure you can whinge about terrible dice rolling
That's
today,
true.
Sam.
That's very true.
3-up save. Yeah, cool. Okay. So now we've got this guy. He's going to fire through this building. He needs to die, they've decided. He is too much of a threat to the enemy warlord. D3 shots.
1 shot.
1 shot.
I'm going to command point that.
Are you going to command point? Sam's spending another command point.
So
that's it.
Down to 3 command points.
So he's got 3 remaining. I have 2 because he's not happy with 1 shot. So if we could roll another 1 here.
2 shots. I'll take 2 shots.
Okay, so 2 hitting on 3s.
1 hit.
And it wounds.
AP -4.
AP -4 means I'm relying on my 5-up invulnerable save that the librarian gave him in the last turn. I mean, he failed his armour save, let alone his vulnerable save. And these are a minimum 3 damage, so he's dead. So the Sanguinary Guard jumped in, failed to charge, and then got slaughtered. But they have taken a lot of fire, so it's not all a loss, I suppose. Or maybe I'm just trying to sell it to myself. But that is the end of the Adeptus Mechanicus shooting phase, I think. No, Rangers. These Rangers have to fire, don't they? And they have weapons too, apparently.
They have Uzis.
I forgot they even existed. Yeah, they've got their cattle prods and Uzis. So Okay, Rangers first or Infiltrators, my good man?
We'll go with the Rangers first.
Rangers.
So there is 8 guys left, so it's 16 shots in rapid fire range.
Into the Assault Marines, I assume, yeah?
Yep.
And obviously there is a missing Assault Marine that got murderated by the Doomcaller.
And just to help to give me that warm fuzzy feeling, I'm going to use a Doctrine of Protocol to up their bliss, add +1 to all their hit rolls. Spend another command point to do this. So
This is childish. So they're hitting on 2s now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so they have 8 models in there with their rapid fire rifles, hitting on 2s now, attacking these Assault Marines. Right. Total of 16 shots coming in, hitting on 2s. 2 misses. So strength 4, toughness 4. That's 14 chances are going to fall plus. On a 6, they are AP -1. 6 wounds in total, but one of them's AP -1. So the first 5 are 3-up saves, and I lose 2 Marines. And the last one is a 4-up save. And I lose another Marine. So it's 3 Marines that have been slain by the Rangers, and now we get to move on to the Infiltrators. The Infiltrators that outflanked onto the board are about to come piling through these ruins. They're going to open up on the Tactical Marines through there. So there's 25 shots coming in, all at strength 5. No, lied to you, they're strength 3, not strength 5, but they're 5 shots each. That's a total of 25.
Hitting on 3s.
Hitting on 3s. 15 hits, wounding on 5s. That's a lot of wounds.
Yeah.
Wounding on 5s. Wounding on 5s and you've got 8 wounds. I don't want to see that again, let's put it that way. So 8 wounds. 2, 3 die. The tactical squad remains, but only with a single model. And when all is said and done, when the Adeptus Mechanicus have finished opening up with all of their weapons batteries, that's how it finishes, that's how it ends. There are 3 tactical Marines lying on a pile of the ground. The sergeant survives, backing up that librarian. They need to keep him alive, and the chaplain in there too. The assault Marines have taken an absolute battering. There is only 6 of them left. However, they could still do some work, because let's remember, these are only Scutari. They are mindless and they are weak. The Warlord's got a fight down here yet, so that could be some sort of positive for me, I suppose. And then I'm sure we're probably going to see a charge over here. Now I'm looking very, very thin on the ground at the end of Sam's turn too. I'd imagine this might be a short game for you, but we'll see if we can keep this as close as we can. So Sam's going to want to charge those over there, I have no doubt.
Yep.
And I am going to roll some Overwatch. Now, I'm going to do it on camera. On the off chance I get 6s, I don't want you to say that I've doctored it. So, no 6s at all. Let's see if you make it in. I think it's 3 inches anyway, so I don't think you can fail. Yeah, you're in, I think. And after they've made their move, they're there. We did measure it up. Actually, double one would have failed just by literally the hair on Sam's chest. So, yeah. Are these Rangers now going to charge the Assault Marines?
So I'll do the Infiltrators first.
Right, okay. And they are charging what?
They're going to charge the Librarian.
Just the Librarian?
Yep. Oh yeah, you can charge multiple units. So I'll do a charge this way, so I'll get the Librarian, the Chaplain, and the...
So here, charging the Librarian, the Chaplain, and the Sergeant. So let's do some Overwatch. We have 2 bolt pistols hitting on 6s. Nothing. But then we do have a hand flamer for D6 auto hits. 6 auto hits. Only strength 3. What's your toughness, Sam? Is it 4?
It's 3.
3, so force to wound. For 3 wounds on your Infiltrators.
Cool. I lose a guy coming in because they have 2 wounds a pop.
2 wounds a pop, so we have slaughtered one in Overwatch with the hand flamer, Prometheum billowing out from that Sergeant's pistol. That is 1 less Infiltrator. Let's see if they make it in. Five inches. They started 9 away.
Can I command point that one?
So is this your last command point, or do you have 1 left after this? So he has a 4. To make a 9, he needs a 5. That'll do it. That's 10 inches charge. The Infiltrators are in. You are rolling hot tonight, Sam. They're in with the Librarian, the Chaplain, and the Sergeant. So the Infiltrators are in with the 3 characters. The Sergeant, the Librarian, and the Chaplain are in there for some scrap. I'm mildly confident, but I don't know what weapons they have, so we'll soon see. However, Sam then stopped and did some tactical thinking. So let's talk us through what you're going to do rather than me explain it, because you've put some story behind it, haven't you?
Yeah, so my warlord is a bit of a coward in this instance. He knows he's outmatched in terms of fighting. He can't take that the Blood Angels captain in 1-to-1 combat. So he's basically overridden the programming of every unit within him and said, make sure that guy does not get anywhere near me.
Okay, so what he said is, these guys here, charging these?
Yep. So the Vanguard will charge the Assault Marines, the Rangers will charge the Assault Marines, and one of the Spider tanks, the Honoured Dune Crawlers, is going to charge the captain that's already in combat.
So this Dune Crawler is going to charge the captain, and I wondered why he bothered doing that. And he explained to me, the Sanguinary Guard dead, so the 2-up armour is gone, so that neutron laser, these neutron lasers, they aren't going to do all that much now because I don't have any vehicles to take out. But what he can do is he can charge that into the captain there, and if I manage to get through the 6 wounds on this robot, I've then got to get through the wounds on this Dune Crawler. And I imagine if I get close to that, he'll probably just come barreling as well. So what he's doing is he's locking my captain down, and the only way I can do that, the only way I can get away with it then is to fall back out of the combat, and then he gets to shoot at me, which isn't very nice. So yeah, this is going to be interesting. So let's do some charge rolling. I'm going to do some Overwatch of these, depending on who's going to charge me first. Rangers or Vanguard?
So we will go with the Rangers first.
Rangers first. And after Overwatch, it looks like this. The Marines opened up on the Rangers, melter gunfire, blew one away. Pistols did nothing, and then finally the Dune Crawler made it in. The Vanguard did an epic 11-inch charge. Really quite impressive. So they're in combat. Let's see how these Skitarii perform. Which unit would you like to activate first?
So I'm going to go with the unit down here.
With the Infiltrators?
Yeah.
So he's going to activate with the Infiltrators first, and it kind of makes sense, because if he didn't, I was prepared to spend my final 2 command points and interrupt, and let the Chaplain try and take some heads. But no, that's not going to happen. The Infiltrators will get to fight first. Sam's made a brave call that in turn 2, he's going to use his final command point. Conqueror, Doctrina Imperative, that's the one, thank you. These silly words. Basically what that means is he gets +1 to hit from his Infiltrators for a single command point. Now, they're cattle prods, we'll call them. They cause 3 hits on a roll of a 6 rather than just a single hit. Obviously, with +1 to hit, that activates on 5s. Now, there are 3 of them that can hit that Librarian, one of them that can only hit the Sergeant. So, the 3 that hit the Librarian now have 7 attacks, hitting on 2s now, and 5s cause 3 hits. So let's see these 7 attacks.
Oh, so 7 attacks hitting on 2s.
That's many attacks. So that's 3 plus 3, 3. So it's 9 hits in total. Is that 3 hits in addition to, or just 3 hits?
It generates 3 instead of 1. So it's...
Okay, so that's 9 hits in total. So that was 7. So have 2 more dice, good man. And these are strength 3.
Strength 6.
Strength 6. That's disgusting.
They're AP nil though, or 1 damage.
Okay, so they're wounding on 3s against the Librarian. That'll do it. That's 5 wounds. So you could kill the Librarian here, but he is relying on his Space Marine power armor. And I lose 1 wound. Oh, almost didn't capture that. Look, the last guy with 2 attacks. Both 5s though. So that means that he gets 3 hits each. So that's 6 hits in total on the Sergeant for the tactical squad. Wounding on 3s. Sergeant's possibly going to die here. We have 3 power armor saves to make. Come on. Yeah, no, yeah. He got prodded good. That Sergeant has died. Right, okay. The Sergeant's been slain. The Chaplain and Librarian will fight back soon. But next we've got the bots over here who are going to take on these 2 Sternguard veterans. You really need to not whiff this, Sam. Because if you do, I don't defend objective anyway because I'm not objective secured. So actually it doesn't probably make any difference. But it probably would be embarrassing at least.
My dice roll has been great, so it needs to whiff really to balance out.
You are due some bad dice rolls, so they hit on 4s. Yeah, that's not that bad because they are strength 10 and I am toughness 4. So those 4 hits are going to wound on 2s. All 4 wound. AP -3.
Yeah.
So I have 4 6-up saves. If I make 3 6s, then I think I auto win the game. I think that's how it works. That was close.
Yeah.
So they have died. The Stern Guard have been slain. I don't get to defend Objective 2, and because I didn't get rid of it last turn, I will still hold that card, and it will be pointless. But hey-ho, that's that one gone. Next, we get to move over here to the Rangers and the Vanguard. I can't see them doing much at the moment, so we're going to roll this off camera. The Mechanicum have finished striking their blows. The Vanguard managed to kill an Assault Marine. The Rangers did not. The Dune Crawler came piling into the captain. His armour stood firm. He took no damage. The robot then swung his fists and missed with everything in the ensuing melee. So now it's the Blender's turn to start fighting back. Actually, I feel quite confident over here. And I feel sort of semi-confident that I can do some damage here, but we'll see. So first of all, we have the Librarian. He has 3 attacks in total. He hits on 3s, but the Chaplain's nearby, so he gets to reroll. Which is kind of lucky, because I got 2 1s. That's better. So we've got 3 hits. Now he's strength 6. Your toughness is 3 or 4?
3.
3. So he wounds on 2s anyway. With the Red Thirster, he definitely wounds on 2s. So that's 3 wounds. And his weapon is AP -1. So your 4 up saves become 5 up saves. You have 3 5 up saves, my good man.
What is
on
damage?
These, it's D3 damage a time.
Oh, wow. So it becomes a 5. And I save 2.
That's childish. D3 damage. 1 damage.
So 1 will take a wound.
Hang on.
Sorry.
Hang on. You spend one of my last 2 command points. The 2 wounds, so I kill 1. Just because it makes me feel better that I've killed 1. No other reason than that. So that's the Librarian having completed his attacks on the Infiltrators. Now it's time for the Chaplain. He has 3 attacks as well. And he hits on 2s. So he hits all 3 times. His strength is 5, so he would normally wound on 3s. But because of the Red Thirst, which activates when I'm charged as well, I get to wound on 2s also. So that's 3 wounds. They are also at AP -1, but this time they're a flat 2 damage. So that's 3 more 5 up saves. As if you made one. But that's 2 more Infiltrators killed. Which means there's 1 remaining. Which means I'm locked in combat. But you never know, morale's a thing, we might get lucky. Right, we'll move on to the Assault Marines down here. So the Assault Marines have 9 attacks. We're going to put them all on the Rangers. No, actually, we're going to put them... Let's pile in. So this is tactics for you. We're going to pile in this way, 3 inches. I'm going to put all the attacks on the Vanguard. It might seem like overkill, but they have a thing called rad saturation, which means that my Marines are at -1 toughness for as long as they are within a certain number of inches. I think it's like 1 inch or 3 inches or something. So we've got like this many attacks hitting on 3s. So I only missed twice, which means I end up hitting with 7 attacks out of the 9. Now, we're strength 4 at base. They are toughness 3, so we're winning on 3s. Red Thirst, they charge me. I'm winning on 2s. That's everything. That's 7 armour saves on the Vanguard.
Basic armor saves.
Yeah, basic armour saves, no negatives. What is their armour saves?
4+. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Squad gone.
They have killed the squad. The Vanguard have died. They followed the orders. The code that was sent across by the Tech Priest Dominus made them frantically charge those Assault Marines, and it wasn't a wise choice. They have been slaughtered. And finally, we'll come down to the Warlord's fight. Now, obviously, I'm going to hit the Dakabot. It just seems to make more sense because I think he can hurt me more than I can hurt him. I have 4 attacks base, but because I've been charged now, the Black Rage activates for +1 attack. So 5 attacks hitting on 3s. And rerolling 1s because he's in range of himself. So that's 5 hits. Strength 8, which means I wound on 3s. But I've been charged. The Red Thirst is active. I wound on 2s. I failed to wound twice. Great. So that's 3 saves on the robot at -3. So he will have a 3 6-up saves. He fails all 3 for 3 D3 damage. He has 6 wounds in total, I think. This could be big. That is it. That is exactly 6 wounds. Now, he can't make him blow up because he spent all his command points. So does he automatically explode?
Yes.
He does blow up. The Warlord will suffer D3 mortal wounds, and so will the Dune Crawler. Who do you want to roll for first? I'll let you roll them both.
We'll go for the Warlord.
So you're going to roll for the captain.
I like to think that the Omnissa made that happen.
The Omnisci, yeah, okay.
For 3 wounds.
Yes, of course. So I get 3 5-up saves against that. So I have the Warlord trait, which gives me a 6-up, because I gave him the Black Rage with the Death Throes of Sanguinus. I get 5-ups. I stop 1. He loses 2 wounds. I think he has 4 in total, so he's down to 2 remaining. Now we do D3 wounds on this Dune Crawler.
Would you like to roll it?
Nope, you can roll it. You're rolling high. Well, that's just cheating. So he loses 2 wounds in total on the Dune Crawler, but the robot's dead. The Warlord's now stuck in combat with the Dune Crawler, though. Right, that's not too bad. That is the end of the Adeptus Mechanicus turn 2. And when all is said and done, it looks like this. The Warlord is now trapped in combat with the Onaga Dune Crawler. Let's say that was the one that took down the Flyer. I don't know why, just because the assault marines are still fighting the Rangers here. The Vanguard have been slaughtered, which means they no longer win me on 4s because I'm no longer saturated by their rad poisoning. The Infiltrators inside here, 3 of them have been slain. 1 was slain on Overwatch. That means 1 is remaining. That Librarian's going to live. So the victory for logic. Maybe that wasn't the most logical choice. Over here, these 2 robots have pushed on to Objective 2. They now have a long way to go before they're in combat in melee, as do these models here to be in range, although I think their range isn't that bad. It's like 36 inches or something, 24, 36 inches.
The heavy grabs range 30 and the plasmas range 36.
There you go. So they'll be in range quite quickly, and I don't have anything that can deal with it. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do about that. Like I say, this could be a short game, but it's okay because it's late at night. The Death Company can still push through here, but we're quite far away. I'm thinking about charging that. Maybe. We'll see. However, at the end of Sam's turn, he is within 3 inches of Objective 1. And I had secure Objective 1, so he has secured Objective 1 because my Warlord isn't within 3 inches. Because he locked him in combat, I couldn't consolidate. So I'm not within 3 inches, he is, which means he gets a victory point. I don't get Defend Objective 2. So currently it is 2 points to 1 to the Admech. Low scoring, who'd have known? And as for his objectives, he hasn't killed a character. He hasn't killed the King. And he hasn't killed the Librarian. Would you like to bin any of these objectives, Sam?
Yeah, I think I'll go with the Assassinate.
Assassinate?
And the priority ones.
So that's gone. So he still wants to kill the King. He still has a victory for logic. He still wants to wound, hurt, damage that Librarian, but does give him a slot to pull a card again in turn 3, if we get that far. So let's move into Blood Angels, turn 2. While smashing the final Castellan robot with his Power Fist, the Warlord barks more orders across the Vox. He is determined that he will lead by example, and they shall follow in that example. He's told us to defend Objective 2. That's not going to happen, obviously, but I was holding that card from the last turn and couldn't have been it. It's over there. They're on it. I'm not going to get anywhere near it anytime soon, so we're not going to defend Objective 2. Funny old thing. But what he has said is Blood and Guts and Purity through Bloodshed kill stuff. Blood and Guts score a victory point if 1 enemy unit was destroyed in the fight phase. If 3 or more enemy units were destroyed, score D3 points instead. Purity through Bloodshed, score a point if an enemy unit was destroyed in the fight phase and the unit taking the final wound was made, the attack was made by a Blood Angels unit. Score D3 points. Score D3 victory points instead if at least 3 enemy units were just so destroyed, or D3 plus 3 if 6. Now 6 isn't going to happen, but 3 could. So we've ignored this side of the board for now, and this is what's happened. We've left the Librarian in combat with that Infiltrator in the hope that he can use his stave, use his mind bullets to take that Infiltrator's head. What we've done is we've pushed the Death Company forward and we've advanced the Chaplain. He got a 5-inch roll, so he managed to do an 11-inch move, which means that we are now just 6 inches from this Dune Crawler, 6 inches away, and we can make it into combat with the Dune Crawler. The Warlord's here too. So I'm actually thinking that we could do some serious damage to that Dune Crawler. Maybe. And if we daisy chain, we might even be able to make it into combat with the what are they called? Rangers as well. And the Assault Marines are still fighting the Rangers. So if, and it's a big if I can kill the Rangers, if I can kill the Infiltrator, and if I can blow up this Dunecrawler, I'm in for 2d3 victory points, which is massive, considering I'm currently losing 2 to 1. And these are all the models I've got left. So I'll be honest with you, I genuinely think I'm probably in for a tabling here. However, what I'm going to try and do is push my victory points as high as possible, so that if we do go out, we go out in a blaze of glory, just like Marines should. So let's move on to the Blood Angels Psychic phase. The Librarian locked in his epic duel, he still manages to find time to probe into the warp and cast his psychic powers. First of all, he's going to put a Shield of Sanguinus on the Death Company, a warp charge value of 6. There it is on a 10. So they get Shield of Sanguinus, they have got a 5-up invulnerable save. And the final one he's going to cast is Unleash Rage on the same unit. Again, a warp charge value of 6. We get it on an 11. That was close to a perils and I almost cried. So they have got Unleashed Rage and the Shield of Sanguinus. They've got an additional attack and they've got a 5 with a normal save. That is the end of the Psychic phase. Let's move on to the Blood Angels Shooting phase. Right, so first we're going to start off with the Death Company. They're going to fire their bolters into these plasma destroyers. I have 8 that aren't in rapid fire range, 1 that is. The 8 that aren't are going to fire first because they are suffering -1 to hit because of the Styges 8 or Styges 8, whatever you want to call it. That was terrible. Dogma, 1 hit. Does wound though, so 1 armor save. Where are we going? Over here?
4+.
Nope. Oh, 1. So take a wound off. They are 3 wounds apiece. Rapid fire though. 1 hits. Doesn't wound. So he loses a single wound over here on this, or whichever one he wants, on the plasma destroyers. So pistols. I forgot last round I could fire his plasma pistol. So he's going to fire his plasma pistol into the Dunecrawler, hitting on a 2. Hits. Strength 7. Toughness
7.
So it wounds. It's a plasma pistol. It's AP -3. So you have a 6-up save, I think?
I have a 5+ invulnerable save that I can re-roll if I get a 1 because I'm 6 inches of a friendly on a Dunecrawler.
Oh, that's not very nice, is it?
So I can re-roll.
No, so he suffers a wound. That wasn't too bad. Now, finally, I say finally, we've got the Librarian to go yet, but these Assault Marines are going to fire 3 of their plasma pistols into the Rangers. They hit on 3s. They hit once. They will wound on 3s. They wound once. So 1, 3 up, 4 up, 3 up, 4 up.
Nope.
Oh, I missed that. I lost it.
Oh.
Okay, that's okay. What was it?
1.
It was a 1. It was a 1, so we've killed 1. That's a good start. And finally, the Librarian will fire his bolt pistol into the Infiltrator. He hits on a... Not that. He doesn't hit on that. I don't think. Okay. Believe it or not, that was the end of my shooting phase because I don't have much left. I'm getting bullied. Basically, when Sam's girlfriend, wife, fiance...
Girlfriend.
Okay, this is awkward if she watches it now. When she knew he was coming, she made a comment about what might happen to him if he came to meet a random man off the internet that he didn't know. I think it's actually happened the other way around. I think I've been the victim here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to charge these Death Company Marines here. We're going to declare a multi-charge. We're going to charge both the Rangers and the Dunecrawler. The reason being, if I fail the Dunecrawler, I still get to charge the Rangers. If I manage to make the Dunecrawler but with not enough to hit everyone in, I can still put some people into the Rangers. And if I get a big enough charge, I can stick everyone in the Dunecrawler. It makes sense because I don't suffer any Overwatch. So, here is the roll. That's 9, so I'm going to measure up, see where we can put people and make the move. Okay, charge moves are complete. We had a 9-inch charge. I couldn't get all the Death Company in range of the Dunecrawler. So we've done some tactical daisy chaining. Basically, I'm trying to save myself some face here and not look like a complete amateur and get tabled. What we've done is we've managed to pile most of the Death Company to within range of each other to fight that Dunecrawler. They're kicking out 5 attacks each now on the charge, so hopefully we can do some damage to it. They have to fight first because they charged. They don't have a choice, so the Warlord will fight afterwards. So if we can take enough wounds off him, maybe the Warlord can finish it off. Then we've got 2 Death Company that are daisy chained to within range of these ranges. That's 10 attacks from the Death Company, hitting on 3s, we're on to hits, etc, etc. So I'm quite confident that we should be able to batter those with those alone. If not, the Assault Marines can clean it up. And finally, of course, we've got the Librarian over here fighting the Infiltrator. So what we're going to do is start with the Death Company. And we're going to start with the 2 guys that are over there fighting the Rangers. So we have a total of 10 attacks, and they are hitting on 3s. They get to re-roll because I did make sure the Chaplain was within 6 inches of everybody but the Warlord. Cool. So 1 miss. That's 9 hits. Now I'm strength 4 and you're toughness 3. So normally I'd be wounding on 3s, but because I charge, the Red Thirst is in effect. So I wound on 2s. There is 4 1s in there. That's not very nice. Which means I have a total of 5 wounds on your Rangers, Sam. 5 4-up saves, please. If you could fail all of these, I would be very much appreciative.
It would be nice.
Yeah, he failed 2 and 2 only. So the Rangers do survive, but he does lose 2. However, we now have the rest of the Death Company Marines fighting in this combat here. Okay, 7 Death Company Marines. They're 2 attacks base. +1 for having chainsaws. I know they're not modelled with them, but they are equipped with them. So that's 3 attacks. +1 for the Black Rage for charging. +1 for Unleash Rage from the Librarian. 5 attacks each. 7 Death Company Marines. That's 35 attacks. And they reroll to hit for the Chaplain. So with rerolls, only 2 missed. That's 33 wounds. And I've strength 4 and he's toughness 7. So normally it would be 5 to wound this Dunecrawler. We have +1 for the Red Thirst. So this many wounding on 4s. Sam's looking a little bit nervous. But that wasn't all that great. So that was really bad. Only 11 wounds out of 33. I was hoping for much better than that. So Sam has 11 3-up saves to make on his Dunecrawler. So he's failed 4. He was on 8 wounds, right?
Yep.
So what he is now, though, is he's down to 4 wounds. And my Warlord's about to fight. So it's not all that bad. He only has 4 attacks now, though, because he didn't charge. So he only has 4 attacks, and he hits on 3s. So he hit 4 times, that's good. He's strength 8 only now, though, because he doesn't get the Red Thirst anymore. So he wounds on 3s. Not great, that's 2 at -2. So you have 2 5-up invulnerable saves. Rerolling 1s. Stop it. Stop it. Stop. So he's just ruined everything for me. You're not coming back. The Librarian. The Librarian's got 3 attacks. Let's kill something at least. He hits on 3s. He hits 3 times. What's that? What?
Is it not that I would do it? Because that
you get to activate.
I now get to activate.
So I hit 3 times, but we're going to hold that there because you might kill me first, I suppose.
Could do. I've got 3 attacks. I hit you on 3s.
3 attacks, hit 1 on 3s. Yeah.
Hits, of which
become more hits. So this actually is going to happen
hits.
now. This is my own fault for getting excited and rolling early.
Roll to wound 3s.
That's 3 wounds.
Yep.
So he could do it because he is down to 3 wounds. 3-up armor saves, I assume. Yeah, no, he's fine. He did hit 3 times. I already rolled those, and you guys saw it. So he's strength 6. So I get to. So he's strength 6. So I get to wound on 2s. So I wound 3 times at AP -1. So Sam has 3 saves of 5 up. 2 fail. He has 2 wounds. It doesn't matter that I do D3 wounds at a time. He is slain. So I get a point at least. But I won't get my 2 D3 points. So now we're going to fight with the Assault Marines. Okay, so the Assault Marines are going to fight. They have 9 attacks hitting on 3s. And the Chaplain is in range. Oh, do I get those if I haven't charged? I think I do. Let's check. Right, I wanted to check the rules because in 7th edition, Chaplains were only in the first round of combat. Now it's just reroll for models within 6 inches, which is good because I wasn't cheating. However, I only wound on 3s. And I managed to fail to wound 3 times, and I had 9 attacks. So that is 6 saves on the final 4. I know it looks like there's 6, but 2 of those are dead. On the final 4 Rangers, please. 1 Is that it? 1, 2. 2 die. So they don't even die, but there is morale to happen. At the end of the fight phase, it looks like this. The captain's finally got support. He's clearly exhausted. He failed to take out that Dune Crawler. And I fear he might get loads of wounds back in a minute. The Death Company did perform quite well until it came to wounding, but they did manage to strip 4 wounds off the Dune Crawler that they're now tied into combat with. Those troops that were around here, the Vanguard, the Infiltrators, the Rangers, they're all dead. The Marines are starting to prove their worth, but we have this that's alive still. This little castle here. This is probably going to be, in my opinion, his game winner, I think. I think they're just too good, and they kick out far too much firepower. However, as it stands, my Death Company Marines are in combat. My Warlord is in combat. The Librarian is far away, a character, and in ruins. My Chaplain isn't the nearest because the Assault Marines have consolidated 3 inches towards the nearest enemy. I am closer than I was, but I am trying to protect him. So he's got to get through the Assault Marines and a lot of the Death Company Marines, which he can't shoot at, before he can get to that Chaplain. So I might survive this turn. Might. The problem I've got is, if I don't destroy this in his turn, I can't make combat with this in my turn. So I need to kill this. I have to. And the problem I fear is, that one might just come running in. And that's going to cause me all manner of problems. But let's see what happens. What we have done is we have managed to get Blood and Guts and Purity through Bloodshed. That's a single point each, which takes me up to 3 VPs, which is poor. I was hoping for 2d3 there, and I would have had it if it wasn't for that pesky Dune Crawler and the Death Company only managing to wound 11 times and the Warlord managing to whiff completely. Well, actually, it was more your saving throws, I suppose. Defend Objective 2, I'm obviously going to bin. It does mean that next turn I get to pull a fresh 3 cards. So it's 3 points to 2 to the Blood Angels, but I am thin on the ground. This is becoming a bit of a bloodbath. Let's hope these lines can hold and I can start washing across the battlefield. Let's move on to the Admech, turn 3. The Admech Warlord in perfect song. So he kept Kingslayer from before. He kept a Victory for Logic from before. He has gained no prisoners. Kill stuff. Kill 1 unit for a victory point, 3 and 5 for D3, 6 or more for D3 plus 3. Now he can't do 6 or more, purely because he's already slaughtered so much stuff. But the Warlord is pulling it out the bag here. His tactics are currently perfect. Of course, I'm sure he has calculated all the risks. He knows all the different outcomes already. Sam has pulled his Dune Crawler, this one here, out of combat with my Warlord. Might seem like a silly decision. I thought originally it was. He then told me his plan. I don't need to tell you his plan. It's right there. So he's now within range of his Warlord, so he can heal him. We're going to do that in a minute on camera for you to see how many wounds he gets back. He's currently down at 4 only, but this one is now here, and obviously he's the nearest, so he could kill my Warlord here. He's only on 2 wounds, and he's about to take a neutron laser to the face. I can only hope he rolls one in total for his number of shots and manages to miss. You never know. What else has happened? These destroyers have decided enough is enough. Let's slaughter the Marines. Like I say, no prisoners. Destroyed 3 and 5 units, and I have 5 on the board. And he gets D3 victory points. Of course, having 5 on the board, it doesn't matter about the D3 victory points. At that point, it's a tabling. For some reason, these two are going off towards number 6. They're going to go hide behind some ruins and probably just get it on. I don't know what else they're doing. The Vanguard, I think you just left alone down here, haven't you? Just left him be.
They can't. They're not battle effective for the rest of the game now because this sort of area is done with.
Yeah, they have an 18-inch range. They don't move very fast. I mean, to be honest with you, if Objective 2 came up, you can go and get that. Otherwise, they're not doing a great amount. And really, if this lot can't kill these Marines, I'm not really sure what the Vanguard will do. So that is what he's done and why. So we'll do some repair rolls right now. He gets D3 plus 1 for his relic, is that right?
Yep. It's not his relic, it's his Warlord trait.
His Warlord trait, sorry. Which he needed. So 1 plus 1 is 2. So he gains 2 wounds back, which puts him back up to 6. Which isn't terrible, but not great. Obviously, he fell back out, so he can't shoot this round, which means that next turn he can heal him again, and then maybe he'll start to be firing at a better profile. Right, shooting phase. Dare I ask what you're going to fire first?
I always go with the best with the show first.
The show first. You always climax early, yeah?
Yeah, always climax.
Right, cool. So, first one is the neutron laser from this Onagadroon caller into the Warlord. Let's see if he survives.
D3 shots.
D3 shots. He's going to live.
Oh.
He's going to live. Hitting on 4s, no
Must
longer
be so
re-rolling
embarrassing
1s.
Seeing them all every now and then.
It's not embarrassing seeing them all available to all patrons to purchase. That's the only thing I can get from it. Go on.
3s.
3s. He misses once. He hits 2. Strength 10, toughness 11. No, toughness 4.
2s. Ooh.
That hurts. I don't have armor saves against this, really. What I do have is his Iron Halo. 2 4-up Iron Halo saves. 1 fails. So now you have D6 damage and a minimum of 3. 3 damage. I have 3 5-up feel no pain saves. I need to make more than 1 or I lose my Warlord and he gains Slay the Warlord. I made 2. He's alive with a single wound remaining. Oh, that was tough. But I'm sure you've got the Cognos Heavy Stubber coming.
Yep.
Please, if this kills him, I'm going to flip the table and rage quit. Go on. Hits twice.
Doesn't wound.
Doesn't wound. The Warlord survives. He survives, and of course, at the moment, this stuff can't target him because they're not the nearest. I'm amazed. I thought he was a goner, honestly.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah, so we'll take that for now. Good. Let's move on to the next unit. Plasma or Grav?
So we will go with the plasma first, and they're going to try and mop up those assault marines.
Plasma at the Assault Marines. Okay, so these Assault Marines are right here. The Plasmas are
I'm
here.
going to overcharge as always.
Oh, you love your overcharging as well.
So what? Reroll to 1s.
Okay, so the
Slug.
first one for D6 shots. For 2
shots.
shots. Hitting on 4s, rerolling 1s. Both hit. Wounding on 2s now. Both wound. And I don't get a save, do I?
It's AP -3, so you'll get your.
I get 6-up saves. Okay, so 2 more. 1 more. There it is. And 1-1. So 1's dead. At this point, the chainsaw's going to die. Okay, so second Grav Cannon. D6 shots.
Sorry.
2 shots again.
Bad.
2 3s if you want.
Rerolling 1s.
Double more in it again. They're both wounding. So again, 2 6-up saves. I make 1 again. This is impressive. Now we will kill a melter gun. So 1 melter gun's gone from the squad. Why? Because I'm keeping the screen up for that chaplain. Next we have the 3.
Foster.
Oh, the 2 phosphor serpentinas. Apologies. I forgot that those things actually do something.
Yeah.
Go on then.
So they're rapid fire range, so they're 4 shots.
Rerolling 1. Cool. So that's 4 hits. They're going quite well now.
Strength 5, AP -1.
Oh. Strength 5 means 3 to wound. So only 1 wound. AP -1. So I've got a 4-up save. Yep, we're good. We love that. They survived that. That's something else I'm surprised at. So suddenly these Marines, the Emperor is protecting. Next we move on to the Warlord or the Grav.
We'll go with the Warlord.
Not the Warlord, sorry.
They're the second in command, the
Second
Slug.
in command, yeah, the Slug. I love that name. Little trail he's leaving behind. Go on then, what's he got?
So he's got an Eradication Beamer.
Eradication Beamer.
Double check this.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen one before. So the second in command has an Eradication Ray, not Eradication Beamer. That is D3 shots, D6 shots.
D3 shot. I just want to check something.
Oh, okay. He's going to check. He's
the
measuring.
range of them.
That's the thing with Sam. He's always got his tape measure out.
Nope. So if it was at a range of 8 or less, it would become D6 damage and AP -4.
Oh, okay. But it's not.
It's strength 6, AP -2 for D3 damage.
Okay, not too bad. But D3 shots, yeah?
Yep. Oh, sorry, not 1 D3 damage, 1 damage. So D3 shots. 1 shot.
Hitting on 2s?
Hitting on 2s, hits.
Strength 6, you say?
Yep.
So wounding on 3s?
Brilliant.
Doesn't wound.
Doesn't wound.
Grav.
He's also armed with a macro stubber, so I'll fire that as well.
Oh, you've just so many guns per dude.
So many guns.
So many guns.
This is 5 shots, strength 4.
Too many guns.
No, wait, sorry. A macro stubber is a pistol, so I can't fire it because you can choose to fire it.
Oh, okay, cool. So he has a macro stubber. He wasn't lying. He does have a macro stubber, but he can't fire it because he's a slug and he's got no arms. They've got to be anything left, didn't they? Surely.
Yeah, and my warlord. If I choose to fire him.
Well, you might as well. It's free. So what are we going to do next? These.
So they're going to fire their grav. I was hoping to finish off this lot with my plasma and then take on the Death Company with my grav. Not to be. So, guessing we're going to have to finish off the shoot what you definitely can kill, and go for the assault marines.
With all 3.
All 3.
Ooh, so these assault marines are in for a bad time here. That's 15 grav shots from these destroyers into the assault marines. Interesting. How many more do you need?
2 more dice, please.
2 more dice. Just to add insult to injury, he keeps using my dice as well. So, grav destroyers into assault marines, 15 shots.
4s, re-rolling 1s.
A total of 10 hits, wounding on 3s. Six wounds in total at AP -3. So let's see if I can make 6s this time round. I made 2, but I failed 4. The assault marines are in fact dead. That leaves only his warlord to fire, but this squad's now wiped out. The Death Company remain with the librarian and the warlord. May have seemed like an odd choice, Sam, opening up with all of the grav on those assault marines, but with no prisoners whereby he needs to kill a unit, he had to guarantee that. Finally, the warlord and his macro stubber.
No, we're firing the Volkite blaster, so the only bit of Horus Heresy era technology that still exists in the 40k universe.
Heresy era technology. Heresy era. Not bad enough that they're hunting Xenos technology, they're now using Heresy technology. That's what I'm going to call it, even though it's a Heresy era. So, 3 shots.
So 3 shots, strength 6, AP dash 1 damage. Any rolls of a 6 will cause mortal wounds additional to any other damage.
Oh, God.
Sorry, this will go at your Death Company.
Yes, there has to.
Yeah. So all 3 hit. 3s. 2 wounds. 1's a mortal wound. So it's 2 wounds and then a mortal wound.
So the 2 wounds are AP minus.
They're AP minus dash, so just normal.
So 2 3-up saves. Both saved. And the one that's a mortal wound, I have a 6-up for no pain for being Death Company. No. So I lose a Death Company Marine. Actually, considering this is now the end of his shooting phase, I'll be honest, I'm okay with that. And with the shooting phase complete, Sam actually would like to declare a charge. That's right, isn't it, Sam?
Yep, so my Onager Dunecrawler that's just tried to vaporise the Warlord, or your Warlord, is going to now charge it.
So the Warlord's on a single wound remaining. This Dunecrawler didn't fall out, obviously. He wasn't in combat. It was this one here that fell out. So he's now going to charge in. That's just over a 3-inch charge, so I'm hoping for a double 1 here. If this happens, if we snake eyes it right now, I might do a naked lap of the table, if you'd like to see that.
Right, we did. You promised nakedness at some point.
Yeah. So cool. Double ones. That's 4 inches. That will do it. He will be in combat. Okay, let's see what happens here as the Onager charges in. The Onager charged in, and Sam was so excited. He's already rolled his dice. A 2, a 6, and a 1. They hit on 5, so he has hit one time. He's only strength 6. Strength 6? Strength 7? So he's now going to wound the Warlord on a 3. He does, he wounds him. AP nothing though. So I have a 2-up save and a command point left. But I get a 3, so I'm okay. Now, Black Rage. 4 attacks base. If I'm charged, I get an additional attack. 5 attacks. I hit on 2s and reroll 1s. But obviously a 2 is a miss because I have a Power Fist. So these 2 are misses. And then natural misses. So I don't get to reroll those with... No, I don't get to reroll with the Chaplain. And I missed that one as well. So I only hit twice. That was me thinking, by the way, that pause. I sort of broke down for a minute. Strength 8, so I win on 3s. Red first activates. If I get charged, I now win on 2s. I wound twice. AP is -3, so you have 2 5 vulnerable saves. Surely you can't pull this off again.
Remembering, I still reroll the 1s because I'm still 6 inches between. damaged brother.
Oh, yeah.
And I have.
Right, so I'm going to confiscate those dice. Right, so the Doom Crawler doesn't kill the Warlord, but I also do nothing back to him. So, I mean, that makes it very interesting as to what I'm going to do next. And I don't actually know what I'm going to do next. So let's have a look at it. Let's have a play around. But we are going to move into Blood Angels turn 3, and I didn't think I was going to get one, so actually I'm quite happy, I won't lie. However, as for the enemy Warlord's targets, Kingslayer, no, not happened, still alive. Victory for Logic, nope, not happened, still alive. No prisoners. He has killed a thing. He's killed the assault squad in the shooting phase, so he does get a VP, which does put him on one more than he was on, which is up to 3, I believe. So it's 3 apiece, actually surprisingly close. And I have 3 characters and some Death Company left. So I can't see me doing much more, but who knows? You never know. We're going to move on to Blood Angels, turn 3. Blood Angels captain is angry. Secure Objective 2, Secure Objective 5, and Kingslayer. These 2 objectives proving crucial, especially Objective 2. He was focusing on that one earlier, but it's unlikely to happen. It is over here. I can do it, but I don't want to. The only way I can do it is by spending a command point. I can lift up this Warlord here if I spend a command point upon Wings of Fire. I can fly him over here and drop him on that objective, and I would score Objective 2, but what I do is I put him close to these and close to these, and he'll get his head kicked in and he's my Warlord. So I was thinking about it, but I'm probably going to give him a point for Warlord if I do that. And I'm not sure, and I don't know. So I haven't bothered yet because I've saved that 1 command point for a vital reroll. The other thing I've got obviously is Kingslayer. Kill the king, kill the enemy character. This Blood Angels captain is now fighting for pride. He has been hammered, slammed. He's taken a neutral laser to the face. He's still in combat with this Doom Crawler because I can't break out and charge, and really that's where I excel, is in melee. The Death Company, however, they are in close proximity to this Tech Priest Dominus, the Warlord. They're going to come in and they're going to smash him as hard as they can, and not in the way that Sam normally likes. So what we've done also is we've moved and advanced the Chaplain here. He can't charge, I'm aware, and it's probably not the greatest thing in the world to do, but what it will do, hopefully, is put him within 6 inches of the Death Company. I want to kill the Warlord. I want to make sure he dies, so by keeping him within range for the reroll ability, I maximise my chances. The Librarian, he moved forward. He was on Objective 5 because I got told to secure Objective 5. I had an issue. I wasn't within 12 inches of the Death Company to give them Unleash Rage. I want to give them the extra attack. So I then advanced him. He's within 3 inches of the centre of Objective 5, so he will secure Objective 5. He will be within 12 of the Death Company, so he can give them Unleash Rage, but I may have sacrificed him. There's a possibility he's now going to get slaughtered, but to be quite honest with you, with Plasma and Grav, even if he was in the ruins with a +1 save, he's probably going to get slaughtered anyway, because he has got the objective of Logic something or other. So yeah, we just took the hit and pushed him out there anyway, just to be able to buff these in the hope to achieve 2 of my objectives. What I'm trying to do is force Sam's hand. Basically, he's not pulling great cards. He's got some okay cards, but he's not pulling great cards. So I'm trying to get him to have to table me. Now, we are going to get to the end of turn 3, which is good, and move on to Sam's turn 4. And I think that's probably where the game's going to end, but I'm okay with it, because it's been a decent length battle report. It's actually been a little bit closer than I expected, because the cards have been kind, and it's been quite brutal. And I think he's going to probably table wipe me. So I'll wait till I've got 1 model left and just concede so he doesn't get the pleasure. Anyway, we'll move on to the... Yeah, I know, yeah. I am a thoughtful person like that. You know, I like to look after the Platinum patrons. That's the whole point.
It's more about that A grade.
A grade. Anyway, right, yeah. So the Psyker, the Librarian, his first thing he's going to do is he's going to cast Unleash Rage on the Death Company. Warp charge value of 6. He gets it on a 7. I was nervous then because I saw a 1, and that would have given you a command point. So they have got an additional attack per man. Finally, he's going to cast Smite. Now, I pre-measured the Plasma Destroyers are closer to him than the Doom Crawler. So we need a roll of an 11. I mean, that's a 10. So it was close. It's not an 11 though, is it? D3 mortal wounds. For 3. He kills one. A storm of electricity fires from the librarian's mind, and one of the plasma destroyers is now a smouldering mess. Right, shooting. So, first, the Warlord here, he's going to shoot the Doomcrawler because he has a pistol, a plasma pistol. He hits on 2s. He hits. He strength 7, he wounds on 4s. He doesn't wound. However, we have some Death Company here. Many of them, they're going to fire at the Doomcrawler right in front of them. The Death Company open up with their rapid fire bolt guns into the Onaga Doomcrawler. So, this many shots. After 16 hits, rerolling 1s with the Warlord, I got 13 in total. This is now 5s to wound. Yes, Sam, you lied to me. I can't drop your Doomcrawler because I managed 1 wound.
2 there. It's 5, not a 5.
Oh, 2 wounds. There you go. Math. So that's 2 saves on your Doomcrawler. 3 up armour saves.
And I make both.
Make both, of course. Well, we had to have a go. And in one final huzzah, the Death Company are going to ferociously charge his Warlord. Let's see if we make it in. We need 5. We make it in. You get to fire some Overwatch, though. We tried the trick once before. We're trying it again. We charged in with these 6. We managed to keep one just within 6 inches of the Chaplain, so I get to reroll my 2 hits. I have got Unleash Rage. I have got the Black Rage. I have got the Red Thirst. I have got Chainswords. That's 5 attacks per Marine, hitting on 3s. Yeah, that's one that didn't hit the table. With rerolls from the Chaplain, we ended up with 28 hits. I'm strength 4, he's toughness 4, so I'm wounding on 4s. Apart from I have the Red Thirst, so I wound on 3s. That looks like a lot. That was 23 wounds. This is the moment.
Praying to machine gun.
23, 2 plus 8. How many wounds have you got, Sam?
He's got 5.
5 wounds, so you need to fail more than 5 of these. Well, there's some. It's not 5 though, is it?
It's 3.
Is that just 3?
Just 3.
The Omnisire protects on this day, but you also get 6 up feel no pain type saves. That means he took a measly 2 wounds. I'll be honest, I expected better. Right, now it's my turn to pick a unit to activate. It's going to be the Warlord, he's the only one left in combat. This is me broken. That's me really broken. Really broken. Really broken. So the Warlord achieves nothing. You get to fight back with both of your units.
Okay, I will. So 3 attacks from the Doomcrawler, hitting on 5s. Nothing.
No, that's fine. They are literally... I can't punch a tank in front of me. So it makes sense you can't stamp on me either. Now the Tech Priest with his 3 attacks.
3 attacks, hitting on 3s. Because he's weapon skill 3+, this is your 2+. He's not that good. And he doesn't reroll 1s or anything in the fight phase. He's got an Omniscient Axe, which is strength +1, AP -2 at 2 damage.
Right, okay.
So it's like a better power axe.
But he did hit 3 times.
Nice. 3 wounds.
He wounded twice. AP -2, you say?
Yeah.
2 5-ups. Make 1. That person who takes a wound suffers 2 damage, so 6-up saves. No, he dies. So I lose a Death Company Marine. So you took 2 wounds off of me, and I essentially took 2 wounds off of you. Like I say, I expected better. That's not great. I'm in trouble here as we finish Blood Angel's turn 3. However, I did manage to secure objective 2. Secure objective 5. Secure objective 5 over here with the Librarian. He was angry. He did decide to blow the head off of a plasma destroyer. So I have secured objective 5. I'm clearly going to bin secure objective 2. And I'm going to try it still to kill this Warlord. He is now tied up in combat with me. He could clearly fall back though. Yeah. This might be the end of this game. Let's move on to Admech turn 4. After taking a battering from the Death Company, the enemy Warlord has consolidated. He has his orders. He has tapped in the code. This is what he wants his forces to do. Victory for logic. They must kill that Librarian. And after watching one of their plasma destroyers go pop to mind bullets, they are even more keen to kill him now. Kingslayer. Kill the Warlord. That's clearly more important. And Rumours of Revelation. Roll a d6 and secure that objective. 5. That's the one the Librarian is holding over there. Now, interestingly, he's got lots of guns pointed at him, but I don't even know if he's the nearest at the moment. I think the Warlord's the nearest to them. And then maybe the Chaplain. So I think he needs to do things to kill these models before he can open up on that Librarian. I'll be honest, I think I'm delaying the inevitable. But who knows? Who knows what might happen here? So Canticles, he rolled a 4. Shroud Psalm is in effect for +1 save against shooting. Let's face it, I have the total really of 5 bolt guns and a plasma pistol in range attack, so it's not really all that much. But that's that. You'll notice that a Dunecrawler fell out of combat with him. You'll notice that another Dunecrawler is pointing at him in his face with his neutron laser again. So I wonder what might be happening here. Right, I think that picture tells us enough. Obviously stuff over here, I think Sam's just given up with this lot and ignored it all.
This is the first game I've ever played where these guys have survived. Usually they come in, they infiltrate in, and then someone kills them. So, no, I'm not having that.
It's literally, you could just say, yeah, they lived. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Right, cool. That's what they're doing. They're just surviving. Big, punchy robots just surviving. Right, so let's move into the AdMech shooting phase. He survived once. Can he survive again? A neutron laser is firing straight at the Warlord in his golden armour. D3 shots for 1. Oh. Yeah, that was cocked. One shot. Missing on a 3, I'm calling it. Oh, he hits on a 3, doesn't he? Missing on a 2. Missing on a 2.
And re-rolling 1s.
Missing on a 2. Oof. That's a re-roll.
Oh, come on. So
he missed. The neutron laser missed. He has survived. This Warlord, he's going to get named at this rate as well. Stubber.
All hit.
Oh, no.
1 wound.
1 wound. 1 2-up armour save. Yeah, he's good. That ruins it for you, doesn't it?
Ruins it a little. But that's fine. That's the way the cookie crumbles.
What's going to happen now, then?
So we will go with the heavy grav, and now going to fire at the Death Company over there. So
these 3 grav destroyers here are going to probably annihilate this Death Company unit. This is 15 grav shots coming in at strength 6, AP -3 onto the Death Company. Total of 9 hits, wounding on 3s. All but 3 wound. So first we have 6 up saves. I saved 1. So now comes the awkward long-winded part. We have 5 D3 wounds coming in. So the first one is how many wounds? Or is it flat 3 now?
They're D3 wounds each.
Yeah, so the first one's D3.
Against your Death Company?
Yep. They have 6 up saves.
Oh, right. 1.
So 1 wound, so a 6 up feel no pain save. Saves it, so that one's gone. So the second one. 2 6 up feel no pain saves. Oh, a Death Company falls. Third one.
2
6 up feel no pains. A second one falls. 2 more to go.
2.
He's dead. And then the final one.
3.
So that's 4 dead Marines. 1 actually survived. That's quite impressive. So this is how it looks. The one guy left with his knife drawn. The plasma's left. Is the plasma's destroyer going to try and wipe this Death Company Marine off the face of this planet?
I'm going to overcharge because I've started me.
I love that. I love it.
4 shots.
4 shots. Overcharging. No ones.
3 hits. 2s.
I'm pretty sure he's dead. Because that's 6 up saves. I mean, it's happened in the past. Not on this day, he's dead. Okay. Next, the second in command, the Slug, is opening up on the Chaplain.
For D3 shots for his eradication ray. 2 shots.
The 2 shots, yeah. This is going to probably sting.
Rerolling ones.
Just 2 hits.
3s. Strength 6, AP -2.
Okay.
1 wound.
1 wound. AP -2. The chaplain has a 4-up and vulnerable save. He fails. How many wounds is it?
It's just the 1 wound.
1 wound. So he loses a wound. And now your warlord. So the only thing he can shoot at is the chaplain.
With his Volkite. His Heresy era
His
weaponry.
Heresy era. 3 shots. 2 hits. 3 hits.
3s. That is 3 mortal wounds.
That is not happy.
Wow.
That is not happy at all. I think he's only got 4 wounds in total. I think that chaplain has been slain. I had to double check whether he had 4 wounds or 5 wounds. If he had 5 wounds, the 3 mortal wounds would have removed him down to 1, and I could have made some armour saves. He doesn't, he have 4. This chaplain that fought so bravely in the last game, he's dead. He's gone. He is kaput. He is teleported out of there just before they can take his gene seed. And that's that. That's the Adeptus Mechanicus finished, I think, for your turn. It's still looking very bleak for me, but I'm going to play the last turn, what I think is the last turn, for Honour and Glory. Yeah, let's see what happens. However, Kingslayer, it didn't happen. A victory for Logic, the Librarian is still alive. And Rumours of Revelation, Objective 5, he hasn't got it. He scored no points, which is interesting. So currently it's 4 points to 3 to the Blood Angels at what I thought was the end of the Adeptus Mechanicus turn. But Sam wants to say something.
My warlord has decided he's, clearly his cowardice is not paying off. He's going to charge your warlord.
So this warlord here is charging this warlord here, and we're going to have a warlord off. I'm on 1 wound, which isn't great, and you've only lost 2. So this could be painful. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to fight Overwatch on camera, because if this hits, it doesn't hit. So you now get to reroll your charge distance. Let's roll up and see if it's enough.
8 inches.
That will be enough. You are in combat. He goes scuttling in to the Blood Angel's warlord, and you now get to fight first with your 3 attacks and your omniscient axe. He's only got to take 1 wound, people. That's it. So that's 2 hits. Strength is 5.
3s.
He's wounded once. AP is -2.
Flat 2 damage.
I have a 4-up Rosarius, which I pass. Now I get to fight back. 4 attack space +1 because he charged me. I hit him on 3s. And I reroll 1s. So I hit him 4 times. He's only got 4 wounds remaining, remember. My strength is normally 8, but with the Red Thirst, I wound on 2s. I have wounded twice. I'm going to spend my final command point and wound you 3 times at AP -3.
So that puts me on my 5+ invulnerable save. Which I don't make any.
3d3 wounds. I mean, that's not going to do me any favours. You've got 4 wounds and 6 up saves. You could survive this. He doesn't. He dies. I slay the warlord. Obviously, in slaying the warlord, I also achieve Kingslayer at the end of my turn, because it says if you kill the warlord in this turn or any previous. So that is a point for slay the warlord and D3 points for Kingslayer. Let's move on to Blood Angels, turn 4. The orders from the Blood Angel Captain are in. Big Game Hunter, Kingslayer and Assassinate. Kingslayer obviously we have achieved because the enemy warlord has just been killed. Assassinate we can do. He still has a character alive. Big Game Hunter. I was tempted to try that one out instead of Assassinate, but thematically I think it's better that I try and attack his second in command. I say thematically that's better. I had something else in mind. I was saving that final command point to try and win this game, and I realised that by getting excited and trying to kill his warlord, I've probably just lost myself the game, ironically. If I hadn't spent that command point, I wouldn't have done 4 wounds to him, to be fair. his Warlord would survive and I wouldn't get D3 points. And I wouldn't currently be on 5 points to 3, or soon to be 5 plus D3 points to 3. So maybe it wouldn't have been that important. But what I was saving the command point for was this. Upon Wings of Fire, spend a command point, pick up a little jump pack unit, move it, fly away, land it anywhere that's more than 9 inches from the enemy. There are places on this board I could have dumped this Warlord, namely behind the ruin over there perhaps, where I maybe would have been able to hide for a whole turn. And yeah, I'd survive. I would survive. I'd be okay. I'd be happy. And I might even have survived turn 5. And I might have kept him alive long enough. It would have been boring for you lot to watch. But maybe able to keep him alive long enough to win. So if this was a competitive setting, perhaps that's something I would look to have done. But this is YouTube. And that would be boring to watch if for 2 turns you watch me looking at that ruin going, what's behind there? So what he has done is he has leapt over this building, awaiting his teleportarium out of here, and he's going to attack the second in command in an attempt to assassinate him. And the librarian, with a 4-inch advance, has moved up to these ruins to try and take some sort of cover from the onslaught that's coming from these 2 Dune crawlers, from the Grav destroyers, and from the Plasma destroyer. I fear he cannot hide. He gets himself a +1 save. It's not massive against things that cause -4. But you never know. What he will do, however, is try and smite in a minute. So, Psychic Phase. I'm going to go Brave because I want to give him a 5-up invulnerable save. He has lots of minus in. I think he's got -3 and -4. Now he's in ruins for a 2-up save, so -3 does give him a 5-up armor save, but he gets -4 AP, which only gives him a 6-up. So we're going to try 2 psychic powers. I do know that if I fail one, I give him the something logic, something dark side. So the first one is Shield of Sanguinus on himself for a 5+ invulnerable save. Warp charge value of 6. That's a pass, just. Finally, we're going to smite. Obviously, the Grav destroyers are the nearest. So 2d6. 7. We get D3 mortal wounds. For 3. Our Grav destroyer has gone down. That librarian is pulling his weight at the moment.
He's not happy.
He's not happy, is he? He's not happy at all. So the librarian has killed a Grav destroyer. That's slightly less firepower to rip his own head off later. We move into the final throws of the Blood Angel's turn, because it's short, because I've got 2 characters. A shooting phase, plasma pistol to the second in command's face. Hits on a 3. Strength 7 means we wound on a 3. So he's wounded on 4+. -3 AP. Saves. Now we'll charge. So I'm in combat. We're going to do some Overwatch quickly. Normally I do Overwatch off of camera, but I have 1 wound left. I think it's important we show this. We have an eradication ray with
1 shot.
1 shot hitting on a 6. He doesn't hit. I am in combat. Just realised there was yet another stratagem I could use, which would have given a Blood Angel's character an additional D3 attacks. The stratagems I could have shown you, and I get too greedy with rerolls. As it is, we only have 5 attacks hitting on 3s. 3s, obviously, because I have a Power Fist. So, one of them fails. I don't get to reroll because I only reroll 1s. We wound on 2s. 4 wounds at AP -3. Is that 3 failed saves?
3 failed saves.
3 D3 wounds. That is 3, 4, 5, 6 wounds. He has been slain. The Warlord is now enraged. He is on fire. The Black Rage has overtaken him. He is on a roll here today. And with his flat 3-inch consolidation, he has tied up that Plasma Destroyer. All is not lost for the Admech. Their Grav Destroyers will still be able to shoot. So will both Neutron Lasers this next turn, because neither of them have had to fall out of combat. But the Warlord, well, he is done some serious work. This guy needs his own name. This guy will become a mainstay in the army. I've offered to take the Blood Angels to No Retreat. I put my application in today. I did tell Steve that I would be bringing the Blood Angels if he wanted me to. This guy's got to come. He's awesome. Because what he's just achieved is Assassinate. So I have a victory point for Assassinate. That's an additional point. I'm currently on 5. That puts me on 6. I also have D3 points for Kingslayer, because his Warlord was killed in the last turn. For 2. So that puts me on 8 victory points And that's to Sam's 3. So really, moving into Admech's turn 5, he has to table me. He has to. I am so many points ahead, I can't see him catching me up. The Warlord's on a single wound. He should be an easy kill, but he does have a 4+ Rosarius Invulnerable save. The Librarian's only got a 5+ Invulnerable save. There is saves here. I can do this, maybe just about. Let's see as we move into Admech, turn 5. With the Adeptus Mechanicus command structure destroyed, the old orders remain. And with no guidance, the Skitarii and the Admech now make their own decisions. So, simply, the Plasma Destroyer has pulled out of combat from the Warlord. It's not a nice place to be. He doesn't want to stay there, so he has moved away. What does that mean? It means he can fire at me. So we have a Dunecaller who is nearest to my Warlord with a neutron laser pointing yet again at his face. We have Grav Destroyers which have moved over to secure Objective 5, as is the Rumours of Revelation. They can choose their targets depending. Currently they're nearest to the Librarian, but if the Librarian is killed by this Dunecaller now pointing up at him, they can open up on the Warlord if they need to. These robots have moved forward and advanced. They're finally getting themselves back in the fight. No longer do they have code coming across telling them to stay put. They're on their way across the battle grid. The Skitarii Vanguard here, sick and fed up of holding this compound whilst this Tech Priest Engineer works on the Void Shield. They have made their way across and are in fact in range of the Blood Angel's Warlord. So, this could be the tabling, but it's taken till turn 5 for Sam to get here, and I wasn't confident in turn 2, so I'm quite impressed by these Blood Angels. We're going to roll straight into the shooting phase. I dare say I know what's probably coming first. It might sound like Brutron Laser. Is that right?
Yeah, you're right.
Which one are we killing, the Librarian or the Warlord?
I think we'll take a shot at the Librarian first.
Okay, so this neutral laser here is going to fire up at the Librarian, who only has 2 wounds remaining.
So, D3 shots.
For 3 shots from the neutron laser, this could spell the end for the Librarian.
So, hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s due to the Canticle.
Oh yeah, I didn't mention. So Sam picked his Canticle this turn, and he picked Benediction of the Omnissiah.
That's the one.
Which basically means they get to reroll failed hit rolls of a 1. He used to have that with 2 Tech Priests. They don't exist anymore. So he hits twice and rerolls that 1 for a 3rd hit. This Librarian is in trouble. It's obviously strength 10. It's 2s to wound. There are 3 wounds. It's AP -4. So I would only have a 6-up save, even being in cover. But I did cast Shield of Sanguinus for 3 5-ups. No, he's going to die. There's nothing I can do about it. The Librarian has been removed. A victory for logic. My initial intention at this stage, with just that Warlord left, was to teleport him up out of the battle grid and not give Sam the beauty of tabling on Warhammer. But it's been such a quality opponent that I'm going to let him have a go at it. If he is killed, if his last wound is removed, I'm going to state that he was teleported off the battle grid anyway, purely because he's been so good. I want to bring him back next time. But I'm going to let you shoot at him with this neutron laser, because I think that's fair, and I want you to come back.
So D3 shots again.
For 3, the neutron lasers are firing on full power now.
So hitting on 3s again, re-rolling the 1s. I don't need to re-roll those 1s.
3 hits. They are wounding on 2s. 2 wounds. That's 2 4 up in vulnerable saves for his Iron Halo. 1 fails, 1 succeeds. It's D6 wounds with a minimum of 3 damage.
4 wounds.
4 wounds. That's 4 5 up. Feel no pains. The first one passes. Second one fails. The Warlord is killed. Sam gets Slay the Warlord. It doesn't matter how many points he achieves because he has tabled the Blood Angels. The Blood Angels have been wiped from this planet. The Adeptus Mechanicus can continue their search for the Xenos technology. But at what cost? They have lost many of their number. They are weakened. Who knows what lays in wait from the Strike Cruiser above and the Blood Angels. That's the end of the game. I did lose in turn 5, which I was surprised I got to. So yeah, that was brutal and chaotic. What did you think, Sam? Enjoy it?
Yeah, it was really good fun.
Yeah, it was fun for someone.
I'm glad it got to turn 5 because I felt bad turning up for the first time and going, oh yeah, we're only going to get to 10 too.
You don't have to lie. You're not convincing anyone that you felt bad at all. The grin across your face proves otherwise. People say that the Adeptus Mechanicus is a weak book. People also say that you can't run the Adeptus Mechanicus unless you run Belisarius Call and the Mars Dogma. I've disagreed for a while. I don't think it's the greatest book in the world. I don't think it's the strongest book. And I do think that Call is almost an auto-include. But this has just proven that other dogmas can perform. The Stygies Dogma, the Stygies Dogma, am I right in saying that that's the reason why you had that stratagem where they could infiltrate?
Yeah, I built some punching bots just because I was like, I didn't want to just spam gun bots. And then I read the stratagem and was like, oh, this also works quite well. Because you imagine if I had it more, imagine if I had a unit of 6 and I just...
Yeah, I was thinking a max strength unit of 6 infiltrating more than 9 inches away from the enemy and then being able to move and assault. That's insane. That's incredibly powerful and I actually really like it. Now, I had some Cult Mech ages ago and I had Mars and I had Call and it was boring and I got rid of them. This would tempt me to do something different. But yeah, this is my 3rd ever game with the Blood Angels. The last one against the End of All Things was an epic fight and even this one I think was an epic fight. They have really shown their worth and I don't think it's a competitive list. I think it's strong, but it's not competitive, it's not optimised because I like to try and be a bit narrative and a bit fluff in this channel, and 2, that's all that Martin's painted. So until he sorts his life out and paints me some more models, that's all you're going to get to see. Anyway, thank you very much for coming. I appreciate it. I really appreciate you coming down, and we're now at God knows what time of night, so thank you. And you can tell your poor girlfriend that I was gentle and soft and loving. Thank you guys for watching. Sam is a Patreon. If you want to become a patron, please head on over to the description below and check out the link to Patreon. He's a platinum level patron, so he gets all kinds of special treatment. I wore stockings and all sorts. So think about supporting the channel through Patreon. You get to join a Discord chat. There's access to these dice. There's access to merchandise. There's access to discount codes. There's access to all sorts. One of the discount codes you get access to is to gamemat.eu. This mat, as I mentioned at the start, and this scenery all come from gamemat.eu. If you're a Warhammer patron, you get 10% discount code. There you go. Look at that. Our main sponsor is Element Games. Please check out the link below. Click the link. Follow the link to make your purchases. Bookmark the link and always use that link because that shows them that you are supporting them via Warhammer and that in turn supports the channel. So please feel free to do that. Thank you very much for watching. Please look forward to the next game and stay tuned for more.